Testing 1 2 3, guys. Testing 1 2 3. Yo, what's up? Welcome back to Vencabot. Nioh 2 action. My name is David. Now, I'm feeling mighty tired today, guys. I apologize in advance if I seem a little bit bleh. It's been a long week. So what do we got here? I'm thinking today I want to start off with something easy to warm up, and that means going to the country map. I'm going to go through and do some submissions here that we missed out on before. The heat gun thing isn't warping the board, just a way to essentially resolder / reflow the video chip back onto the board. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I'm doing alright, Kaiju. Yeah, I'm doing alright. I have been sleeping kind of weird lately. Thankfully, for the past 3 nights, I've been able to breathe at night, which is great. It's a great feeling. But basically, I'm still, because of that time I couldn't breathe at night, my sleeping patterns are all messed up. I gotta fix my sleeping pattern. I've been up until mad late at night and sleeping in mad late, which is not doing me any favors lately. Let me look around here for submissions. Woke up to the unfortunate news today that the Matcherino that I made for the Jazzy Online fundraiser tomorrow was not officially published. I've been promoting it really hard, and people have been able to see the page and join, but because I did not press the little publish button on Matcherino, people couldn't actually donate, which I'm super frustrated by, very embarrassing to the thing to wake up to today. And so I've been kind of rushing around to get that all worked out. I've been doing some promotional stuff today for the Matcherino, trying to get that sorted, and that's why we're extra late today. And so that's my day so far, and I'm quite pissed off about it, to be honest. Yeah, Dix, I just put that on there as a possibility that we could do tonight. At this rate, again, I wrote that last night, Dix, before I woke up today, and I feel like we're not going to beat the game tonight. I'm just not in the mood. Hugo says, my sleep schedule has been fucked up too. I'm sorry to hear that. I think that's true for a lot of people because of this pandemic going on right now. Yeah, if we beat this game tonight, it's going to be a miracle. Because I really, the way I feel right now, I'm not especially interested in doing anything challenging. Horns on head, dragonfly in hand. Okay. So this must be, hopefully this is like a dual mission, I hope so. Some time has passed since you saved me at the Battle of Onagawa. The strength I saw in you has stayed with me, and it is this that brings me here today to make this humble request. Will you see fit to take me on in a duel? Yes, I'd love to. You can't, don't hold back, I want you to come at me with everything. Yeah. Got it. Got it. Yeah, today I woke up to the news that people have not been able to donate to the Matcherino, and so I spent all morning getting that figured out and sending new tweets out and that sort of thing. Sure, yeah. What's up, Will? I want to see this sick weapon layout. I've been using Tonfas, huh? This is Odachi. I hear Tonfas are pretty strong in this game in general. Odachi, I find, I'm basically using it as a theme build. Oh my lord, I swear I blocked that. I thought I blocked that. Maybe I'm just too tired. Maybe I tried to dodge last minute. I'm getting fucking bodied already. Oh, you can't block that. It's unblockable. Well, that's interesting. You can combo it too. This guy's a fucking boss. He doesn't have a lot of health, though. I got static in 1 hit? Oh, my lord. Oh, yeah, he combos that. He cancel. He also got a lot of poise. Alright, take 2. So this guy can't interrupt his attacks either. What's up, Raz? My sleep is fucked, though it's mostly always fucked. Yeah, in my case, I usually go to bed at the latest 8 o'clock in the morning. But lately I've been staying up until around 10 consistently, because for a while there I couldn't breathe at night, and so I found that if I stayed up later it made it easier to sleep. But now I need to get back into the swing of going to bed earlier, because this is killing me. So I gotta figure out a better punish, because I can't interrupt his attacks. So I mean, he's like a yokai, basically. Oh, lord. Definitely run. Oh, what? I can hit him now? Dude, this guy's a fucking asshole, man. This unblockable is kind of pissing me off. Okay. Like, I don't know what to do with this unblockable. I gotta dodge it consistently. I gotta stay far away, I guess, and dodge it as it comes toward me. How come I can interrupt him sometimes? Watch out for that. So now he's in Devil Trigger. So now I can't interrupt him.
This is not done.
Okay, that's done. How you doing, Will? I remember you were enjoying this game a lot as well.
But do not let this go to your head.
Dude, trust me, I won't. I don't even know how I won that time.
My skills. I will prepare myself. And we shall do battle again.
So you've been using Feral, huh? The dodge is OP, especially since you can use Burst to cancel out of fatigue, yes. Yeah, I think that the Burst is pretty strong for Feral.
I have borne
It's probably my favorite Burst.
Muramasa spear onto countless battlefields.
What's up, DC? So your father is the day person and you the night? Not really, Raz, no.
But though it cut
That would make my life a lot
dragon's
easier if that were true.
it could not defeat those fiends. Now I fear my courage has failed me. But as a warrior of Mikawa, death must come before dishonor. Let us see when we next meet.
So I like new Guardian Spear here, looks like. What's up, Zanzu? Welcome aboard, man.
Who the greatest warrior really is.
What are you talking about, bro? I just beat you. You want to fight again? Some of these cutscenes aren't especially sensical. Okay, go forward. Yeah, my father is up all night. Works all day, up all night. Think about Third Strike, huh? Think about playing some Third Strike? Who's playing on PS4 right now? Kataraza. Hope you've been well, Zanzu. Hope you're staying healthy, more or less. I know you suffer with chronic illness. I cannot stop trembling. Facing an opponent as strong as you makes me feel so alive, huh? Hope we can lock blades again when we are both stronger still. Why do you make it sound so sexual? Listen, bro, why don't you just, I don't know, give me some space. Okay, we have this other mission down here now. Maybe another duel. The point of no return. No, this is a different kind of mission. The forest, where those who have fallen in battles past now rest, seems to be brimming with yokai. Despite all my master has done, there remain those unquiet spirits not properly laid to rest who have become monsters. The sight of so many familiar faces amongst the horde is more than I can bear. Yeah, I'll kill them, sure. I'll kill your friends. Off time this week, nice. Plus Monday next week. Let's fucking go, dude. That's what I like. Just straight chilling, relaxing. Yeah, Zanzu, I think Zanzu's kind of like me, always in quarantine. What's going on here? This looks familiar. I think this is one of those kind of duel-ish missions. Yeah, I gotta fight a bunch of guys, though, probably. Oh, nice move there. Oh my god, that's a fucking badass. This is my me. Yeah, Yoshitatsu, yeah. This is my me person. Oh, shockwave. Oh my god, these cribs. Okay, these bunch of elixirs there. So we gotta fight more guys though. Oh, maybe not. That was a weird intro for this stage. It made it sound like I was gonna fight a bunch of guys. I think I'm further than you, and I don't think you're beating the game tonight. Yeah, I'm going back, Will. I'm actually in the final dungeon. I'm like 2 stages from beating the game, but I'm going back into some submissions here. What's 1.5 SEK in real British Queen's money, huh? Looking for a good vibe. So in quarantine until I starve to death for sure, huh? Sounds like not a lot, Zanzu. Sounds like that's not a lot, or not even enough. Maybe not even enough for a week. It'd be pretty cool to get stabbed through the chest with a sword and just drink an elixir to fix it real life. You guys ever remember when the first Devil May Cry came out? So you have, what? You said 1.2, 1.5 SEK. That sounds like just a few cents. Could be a loaf of bread or a yacht. I'm just kidding, though. Don't need to translate it. A formal mat. It was actually a lower level. I guess I missed it somehow before. This is back when Tokichiro was still a homie. Hey, listen to this. Lord Nobunaga wishes to hold a contest, and as I understand it, the contestants are all retainers who have started serving Lord Nobunaga recently. And that means you. Don't worry, though. I'm sure you'll acquit yourself just found out what quit mean. This is a perfect chance to show Lord Nobunaga the power of Hideyoshi up close. Let's do it. I saw 15 cents, huh? Yeah, that sounds like not enough.
Good luck, Kitty.
I got a big legal bill on the 1st of April that I shouldn't have to pay, so hey, I'm disputing it at a safe distance, huh? What's this legal bill? Ah, on the way back there. You know what makes these duels kind of hard is the fact that I don't have any anima. Oh shit, this guy's a fucking badass. Got a nice little obsidian set here. Yeah, if not April Fools, don't pay it. I kind of feel the same way.
You beat me. You have earned this.
A foreign necklace, cool. I met a solicitor to send some messages for me, and it was meant to cost maybe 100 to 200 pounds, but I've been charged, or attempted to be charged, 500 pounds. Send some messages for you. That sounds very expensive for having someone send a message for you. I'm a little bit lost. Could just be because I'm a little bit out of sorts today. Yeah, I can't imagine sending a message for 100 pounds. He said it would cost 50 pounds, but I expected to get a bill a bit higher anyway. To send a message for you? I beat the Obsidian Samurai, yeah. Very impressive. It seems you get a little something for your troubles, huh? Yeah, this necklace, I don't know, is it any good? All I require from my retainers is that they are strong. Whether they be part yokai or come from far-off lands does not concern me in the least. Well, good. Because I'm part yokai. So we can do business. What is this? The Demon King's Blade. More duels. Hide, I want you to draw your sword and come at me as if I were your greatest enemy, huh? What's the matter? Don't look so bewildered. I only wish to know the full extent of the power he possesses as Shiftling. This is Nobunaga this time. What's up, bro?
Do not hold back. I'm in the mood to fight.
Good. Got a little bit of health here. Ow, jeez. Oh, my stamina. Ugh. Jesus. Star Cutter, huh? Dick pics? Wow. Figuring having no contract would be a bad thing for you if in trying to dispute it. What's there to dispute if there's no contract? Just say no, I guess. How can he prove that you even agreed to do it in the first place? So I'm lacking a lot of guardian spirits.
To die with regrets and confusion is a shameful thing indeed.
Could you imagine this game in the 90s or SNES or PS1 as a turn-based? People would be Nioh fanboys for life, like FF series, huh? Well, Rick, this game was meant to be turn-based originally. When Nioh 1 was first in development, it was meant to be a PS3 era turn-based JRPG.
What awaits you who dare to defy death?
PS3 era turn-based JRPG.
Raging
And they gradually decided to change it to being an action game.
Yours is a future I cannot foretell.
Cool peacock feathers, bro. Yeah, again, if there's no contract, I don't see what the grounds are for him demanding this money from you. I don't even, again, I'm confused what kind of agreement was even entered into in the first place. It seems pretty shady. I never heard of paying nobody any more money than a few cents to send a message. Alright, what else can we do here? A lot of these are pretty quick duels, which is nice. We're going to be getting into the harder ones soon, though. These are all, I'm still like 100, excuse me, like 30 levels above the requirement for these missions. So as we advance on, they become a little bit more difficult, I think. Some of these are already pretty hard. It's power yokai yield, yeah. Glad you enjoyed it, man. Okay, what's we got around here? Anything else? I think that's all the submissions from this area. Let's keep it moving. Keep it moving. We got around here anything? This one's still all chained up. I need one from Dawn? No, I'm sorry. It says here, Master of the Dual Blades. It's a training mission. Oh, I can't even do that. You have to actually unlock some submissions by doing dojo missions. That's pretty crazy. Yeah, I haven't heard anything about Eva being canceled, Rick. A mysterious shadow is supposedly spotted skulking amongst the flames at Honoji. I cannot fathom who could possibly withstand those conditions. If you do decide to go and investigate, you should be careful, whether it be a yokai or just a thief. I'm sure it's fine. It'll be fine, is a good vibe. I'll find some compromise likely, or go to court, but I've watched Ally McBeal. I've seen all about court. I haven't watched Ally McBeal, so I don't know. What is this? An actual stage? There's a shrine there for some reason. I'm doing alright, good vibe. Yeah, I'm doing alright. Oh, I have a lot of Amrita. Because of the day we spent doing submissions. Well, son of a gun. Okay. How about gear? Did I check my gear? But I didn't check my gear either. I'm doing alright. I'm feeling a lot better in terms of my health. A little bit tired. Going from these Sunday events right to the Monday is always the hardest. It's always the hardest. Pizza and a movie directly into the next week's streams. It's pretty tough. That's the nature of the 6-week, 6-night streaming schedule, though. It's harder on Sunday, though. It's harder going from Sunday to Monday, because on Sunday I do my, my blog and stuff like that. The Patreon stuff ends up being quite a lot to manage. What do we got here? I got these. I got this necklace, this foreign necklace, right? I assume that was an accessory, but it looks like it's not. Just a key item, huh? It's pretty tough eating pizza in front of a camera. Huh? Like, how are you supposed to pick your nose? Yeah, with a camera on all the time. So I'm saying. That's what people don't get about pizza in a movie. People like to pick their nose watching movies, but I can't. I'm not allowed to do it when I'm streaming. Where's the fairness in that? Alright, so do I have any requirements in my gear? I do. I need 16 and 16. Constitution and strength. Alright. There we go. And then pump stamina. Nose picking goes on all through the screen switch. Yeah, the screen switch, yeah, exactly. How was that movie with Frank Sinatra? It was great, DC. It was really, really great. Very hard to watch in places. Very emotionally tense. It was very emotionally tense. I need 30,000 souls. Do I have hard souls for that? That'd be convenient. I got this crystal. 50,000. Sure. Oh, I got a lot of these, too. Oh, son of a bitch. Okay. I wanted to watch some last night. I was just freaking shattered, huh? Tired if you don't use shattered over there, huh? Is that a Scottish phrase? Shattered, when you're really exhausted? I've been saying plum-tuckered. I've been plum-tuckered, guys. Oh, I don't have enough. I need 5,000 more. Fine. Be that way. There we go. Plum tucker, dude. Okay, let's see. So I want more stamina. Alright, so right now I'm below 70, just barely though. Just barely. And raising up the stamina now is, we're seeing much less return. So I got a lot of objectives in this stage. It's definitely a straight up stage. Again, I'm a little bit over leveled, so there is that. There's one comfort in that respect. So what do we got around here? These guys, unlike in the last game, I feel like if I hit them, I'm going to explode. Let's do it for science. I'm pretty sure if you hit these guys, you literally explode. No, I guess not. Oh, maybe I had a flame weapon last time. Probably it was, right? Last time I fought those guys, I was surprised that, unlike in the last game, I could not, like, hit them. When I hit them, it seemed to cause problems. They exploded on me. But again, maybe it's because I had a fire sword at the time. Ow, I'll be dodging. These guys can't cancel that one. Only the snow clops can cancel out of this move. I also hope I can get rid of the stamina there. Oh, what was that? Did you see that just now? How, what? Oh, it was this. Well, now, wait a minute. Can I cancel out of block stun with the moves that are done from block? It's like exploding, huh? Yeah, in the first game, if I snuck up on one of those guys, I could hit them and destroy their little crate on their back. I found out earlier in this game that if I did that in this game, it would actually blow me up. I had to wait for them to blow up first. I had to wait for them to blow themselves up to be able to fight them, basically. I bet you I had a fire sword at the time. So I have this move. I can also just do it like this. If I block in any stance. Yeah. But I did it as like a punish after I block his attack. I wonder if you can cancel all of your blocks done with these from block attacks. That was crazy, right, Dix? It's crazy. Who would have thunk it? I'm infected. I'm quite over leveled here. I need to be a little bit less paranoid because I am doing a lot of damage. Now, why is he fire resist in this game? Believe it or not, Dix. I don't want to blow your mind. But it gives you fire resist in this game. So I guess my goal is to move onward, and there's so much of little objectives I have. I'm not sure what exactly I'm supposed to do. But I'm supposed to do it, whatever it is. Okay, so this is a pretty straightforward little area here. Just moving on through. To the next area, I suppose. We got ninjas. Look at the little flimsy door. Maybe I'll break that door over there. This guy is probably not by himself. Maybe he is. Broccoli is 90% water, and you can set that on fire, so I don't know. Yeah, I think I can talk about celery. I think. Jesus! Yeah, I'm quite over-leveled for this mission here. Which suits me fine. For now. No Kodama? Are you a dude? You're a dead dude. I just killed that dude, probably. Can I go through here? Yes. Not sure about celery. Broccoli is for sure, though, huh? Broccoli's a pretty meaty vegetable. I think if you squeeze broccoli, you wouldn't get a whole lot of water out. Could be wrong. Broccoli is delicious, though, especially in Chinese food. You got me thinking. You set me off. I like kicking through walls. Barely reached him. One thing I find about this weapon compared to, let's say, a katana, is that because it is so slow to recover and to start up, it is very important to space out your attacks. And I find that whiffing is definitely something I deal with a lot more with this weapon than with katana. I'm always trying to hit as far as I possibly can. Beef and broccoli. Look at this dude. Who are you? Why are you here? I killed him, but he still hit me, just barely. Hit him right out of the air. Vengeful Spirit Mask, huh? Cool. Cool. I wonder how many things I have smithing text for, but haven't actually never found in the game. You know what I mean? And for the purposes of the refashioning, right? I think you have to actually find a piece of gear to be able to refashion it. Which is cool. Or refashion things into it, I should say. I wonder how many things I have smithing text for, but I actually have to make them before I can actually refashion stuff into them. Okay, didn't have a lot of time there. Give me that. This game's core system is a little bit half-baked. There's somebody over there. Oh, it's, oh, I see, it's a, oh, it's a hot spring. Cool. There's somebody in the hot spring, though, an evil person. What's up, lady? I can stun lock that. I should have gone all the way in. Ow. One of these people that can dodge away. Got the Ubume Cutter title. Cool. Got a dancing blade for that. Awesome. The thing I don't like about the yokai core system in this game is the whole thing with the rank. The rank doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. It's sort of, I feel like, you know, in a game that's full of over-convoluted mechanisms, the rank is a perfect example of a system that should have been streamlined out. Because soul cores have ranks and levels. And then otherwise they're a lot like gear. They're like gear, but they have skills attached, which is pretty cool. Other than that, they're just gear. Except that they have this soul core rank, which affects their passives. And the way you raise the soul core rank is by combining it with other soul cores of the same type. I guess, and again, what's weird about that to me is that when you combine something with a soul core rank 8 with a soul core rank 1, it makes a soul core rank 9, which it makes sense, right? What doesn't make sense, though, to me, from a game design perspective, is that then once you have that rank 9, you can combine it with a, let's say you have a rank 9 soul core, which is a max rank, and you have it at level 1, which is a really shitty level. Later you find the same soul core at rank 10 billion. I mean, at level 10 billion, right? So it's got really high level, very high stats, but it's only at rank 1. Well, you can make it a rank 9, the max rank, simply by fusing it with your rank 9 soul core that's at level 1. So I feel like the whole rank thing, because it is so trivial, because it's easy to immediately max things out, you max them out immediately, right, for free, basically. Like, what is the point of it when you max them out immediately? It'd make more sense to me if you rose the rank some other way than combining them. Okay, I already came this way, looks like. And it's a dead end. I feel like them having ranks and levels. Again, and the level makes sense in the same way that the gear levels make sense. They're the same exact mechanic. The same as gear levels. You find them in higher level stages, you get higher level soul cores, which raise your stats more. The whole thing with the soul core rank, the actual rank of them, is pretty weird to me. Shouldn't have ranks and levels. It has both, Cool Hand, because it has these two... Well, I guess what I'm trying to say is that basically the rank replaces the rarity. Because what I find interesting about a Cool Hand, or should I say, maybe interesting is not the right word, maybe something I'm critical of about yokai soul cores, is that they are so much like gear. They are just more gear. They are the same thing as gear, but they have rank, which gear doesn't have, and they have abilities attached to them, which is really cool. I really kind of feel like they didn't need to be like gear. I kind of wish that, again, I don't know why they raise stats the way gear does, but I do like those. I like that scales the stats based on the guardian spirit you attach them to. That's fun. Do you think you'd prefer if you could get all gear in a playthrough, or if you could only get some ranked up, or miss out on certain items to feel more exclusive? No, the former. Fuck any exclusive gear. The point of gear tiers is to help people quickly sort out garbage from cream, huh? Maybe you're saying they missed the point. In this game, I guess what I'm saying is, but the level of the gear should be the sole thing which determines power. Well, in this game, I think that if you understood better, you might not say that, Cool Hand. Because this game, what's interesting about it is that you have rarity and level for all gear in the game. The level of the gear affects its linear stats. The stats, like its attack power or its defense, right? So let's say that I have a level 1 dagger. I get a level 300 dagger, and it's got way more attack power, right? But the rarity of it affects how many and how good of perks it can have. These little perks here, every piece of gear in the game. That's kind of this game's core conceit with the whole gear, the loot system in this game. The conceit is these little bullshit bonuses here, these little buffs, little perks. And the rarity affects that. So, unlike in most loot games, rarity and level are not, they're not the same thing. All the stats and perks of whatever should contribute to the rarity. Yeah, but the upside of it is that it means that they can recycle the same pieces of gear for the whole game. And that's something that most viewers of the channel have had a really positive feeling toward, that play more loot-based games. And it's something I think is kind of cool. It means that you can choose a piece of gear that you like a lot, and it's viable at any point in the game because of its level. And the level is independent, entirely independent of the type of gear. So, in most games... Well, yeah, but I'm not. It's in this game too, cool. And you can change the way it looks. But kind of like in Dark Souls, in Dark Souls there is no piece of gear ideally. Although of course they fuck it up, of course. But the way that it's supposed to be is that no piece of gear is supposed to be better than any other piece of gear in the game. They're supposed to vary. They specialize in different things. They're better for different builds. But what makes it so interesting is that they don't get linearly better. You don't just say, "Oh, I have a better sword, and I'm going to switch to this." Right? Instead, you say, this sword has a faster attack. Right? It's got faster attacks, but lower damage. That suits me better. This one's got, slower attacks and the same attack power, but it has more poise break. So it's better for stunning enemies. That's better for me personally. And this game tries to do that same sort of thing, where every piece of gear, it's either got an advantage in weight, or an advantage in its linear stats, or it has a certain kind of perk that's really good. And so you can choose the gear you want to wear based on your personal preferences, and it's going to be more or less viable for the whole game because you can effectively level it up. So it's not simply based on its level or its rarity. Those are both just qualities of the gear. You pick the gear you want to wear, and you want to find it at the best rarity and the highest level, basically. And it is convoluted, but I'm loath to say that it's strictly an inferior system. Again, I can see the appeal of it. Basically, it's sort of Nioh's answer to the Dark Souls problem of let's make all the gear viable and so it's more fun to choose between them rather than just saying, oh, this is better, I'm going to wear this instead. And at the same time, having the game be more RPG-ish. I'm not saying the ability to upgrade items so you can maintain a playstyle you enjoy is a bad system. I'm saying adding a level system, then saying, okay, it's level 2 in that system, but level 50 in this one is dumb. Again, to me it seems overly convoluted, but I'm not saying I can't co-sign that it's dumb. Again, it's just two ways. The piece of gear has two qualities to it, right? It's linear level and it's rarity, and you want a piece of gear that has that's good in both, but you can't always find that piece of gear, right? So you might just settle for one that's got a very high level but low rarity, or one that has very high rarity but a low level. And again, they're two independent qualities of the same piece of gear that they work together to make the gear better or worser. And yeah, it seems a little overly complex. Well, yeah, a lot of games have that cool, and they're two independent systems, right? I mean, you can't just have one leveling system. You want to have, more than one leveling system. To know something is good, look at the level, but also the other level. Yeah, exactly. Like, or it could be good in one. It could be good in one, but bad in the other. You have to choose between them. The idea is choice, right? The idea is choice and giving the players one more thing to optimize. I think choice is typically a good thing in games. And when you have to choose between two pieces of gear based on its level and rarity, to me that seems like it could be a good thing. Rarity adds plus 50 to the level, or 1.15%, huh? If it's max rarity, but perks also make the gear good. Yeah, again, they both make the gear good. Right? And they could be good in one and bad in the other. Or, vice versa. And to me, I can't say that's necessarily a bad thing. I think they could probably have simplified it, but that's not the way they want this game to work, and I can see where they're coming from. I don't think it was... let me put it this way. I don't agree that one makes the other obsolete, or that they should. right? They don't necessarily make each other obsolete. Both rarity and level have their own functions in this game. And my problem is not with this system. My problem, again, I want to talk about things that should be obsoleted or should be streamlined out for sure. I'm talking about this game's equipment, level, and rarity was then translated to the yokai. We kind of got a little off track there. But let me gesture at this guy. There's no reason you couldn't have an item which takes into account perks and stats calculating a level. Sounds like what you want is a third number, Coolahan. That sounds like to me what you want. Because again, I want to point out that level affects the stats, the linear stats. Rarity affects the non-linear stats. They both have independent functions. And you're saying that if they had a third number that combined the two, you could know at a glance what's good or bad. Is that what you're trying to say? You want to have a number that you can immediately say that's good or bad, right? As opposed to right now where I have to look at the level and the rarity, which is, I find that to be a terrible chore. Maybe you're saying you need another number there so you can see a linear number. That third number is the only one you see. Yeah, but again, that would take away some of the function that rarity has. When I see a weapon that has really high level and low rarity, I know what that means right away. I know that it means it has very high stats, but very low perks. And if it had a one number as the only one I saw, I wouldn't know that necessarily, if it specialized in linear stats or perks. If I have a level 150 item and I see a 151, I know, okay, I need to see if this is better for me. Yeah, that's exactly how this game works right now. If it's level 151 and I have 150, I'd say, okay, I see if this is better for me. I click it and I go, well, no, it's got a little higher stats, but it's got a few less perks. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, but the thing is, in WoW, again, in a lot of loot-based games, as you go through the game, your gear doesn't need to have a level because the gear is like pre-canned levels, right? Like you have better pieces of gear you get that are different kinds of gear. You don't need to have a level number because you don't ever have a dagger. You don't have a level 1, wooden dagger of summoning versus a level 50 wooden dagger of summoning, right? Because you only have the one wooden dagger of summoning and it has a rarity, right? Yeah, I guess I can't argue any further. I really feel like I've made my point that, again, rarity and the linear level they affect different things on your weapon. Okay. Oh, he's salty when I backflip at him. Yeah, again, without Cool having played the game, I just want to stress that level and rarity affect your gear in different ways, and that's why you need to have them both. Unless you want to simplify the game itself, which I could see that being a complaint. But to argue that it should be the same number is not sensical if you understand how they both impact equipment differently. Okay. Ow. Like, if you want to argue that it should be simplified, I've made that argument, through Nioh 1, is in my entire length of that playthrough. That, I feel like this game's loot system is a little bit overly complex in terms of, the micromanagement aspect. But one thing I would never deny is that for the game to function as it does, you do need both. You can't just simplify, you can't just change the UI or something like that. Oh, he did a combo after all. So when an item drops, you have to pick it up and look at its number. If it only had one number, then I wouldn't know at a glance if a weapon had better perks or better linear stats. And as a player, those are both important to me. As Brian points out, the latter, in terms of the perks, I should say, is less important to me, simply because, as we've talked many times on stream before, it's more of a late game concern. Right, it's more of a late game. Like the perks are really more for like micromanagement, which for some players I respect very highly. That does become significant to some certain play styles. To me, not as much. I really care mostly about the linear stats of a piece of gear. I find the perks to be pretty minute in general. But the rarity, knowing the rarity, does help me understand that about a piece of gear before I have to look at its attributes. If we had one number instead, I wouldn't know if it had higher linear stats or perks. And I prefer to be able to look at its rarity and its level and be able to assume from there, you know, if I want to use it. I really feel like it's missing the point to want to simplify that to one number. Again, unless you want to remove the perks entirely, which, as I've argued before, I wouldn't be entirely against, but I do respect that was their decision, a game design decision, and I do respect that some players, that works for them. Yeah, rarity. That's so. The thing I've been arguing, we got sidetracked. I never wanted to argue. I never wanted to argue that you know rarity was not important in this game. When I was talking about rank earlier, I was talking about yokai cores. I was comparing. My argument was that yokai cores they clearly use equipment as a baseline, or should I say as a template. This game adds a new mechanic called yokai cores, which are very much like gear, regular equipment. But they don't have rarity. They have rank instead. It's a slightly different system. And the point I was originally making was that the yokai core's rank is a system that I think they could have improved upon, made it more interesting. Because it's their answer to not having rank. Because soul cores don't have rarity. Instead, they have rank, and it behaves slightly differently. But I think that it's not as... It doesn't work as well as rarity does. Yeah, there is no... Weapons don't have rank and rarity. No gear has rank and rarity. They only have rarity and level. Rarity affects the perks. And level affects its linear stats, aka attack and defense. Attack for weapons, defense for gear. There's enough confusion in the chat now, I don't even want to talk about soul cores. Let's just drop that. Okay, got another place I can rest here. I'm not even sure what these icons are. I think I'm getting treasure. Is my goal to try and get these treasures and spawn these Oni bees and kill them? You could have a blue text weapon, which it could have a level of 70 and a rank perk bonus. No. No, weapons have rarity and they have levels. The level affects its attack for weapons and defense for armor. And the rarity affects how many slots it can have for perks and how good a perks can have. Now, I never played Diablo or Borderlands. But it's my understanding that in many games that have a rarity system, it's usually gear. I find that in most games, gear either has levels or rarity, right? And that's because in most games, the gear you get throughout the game does become linearly better inherently, right? And that's what makes Nioh different to me. Like in most games that I play, you know, you'll find at the start of the game you'll find the wooden armor, then later in the game you'll find the iron armor, and then later you'll find the obsidian armor, then finally you find the mithril armor, right? And they don't need to have levels and rarity because you know that the armor is getting better. It's getting better as it goes. Whereas in Nioh, that's not the case. In Nioh, you have to have the levels because you could find wood armor late game that is way better than the wood armor you had in the early game because it has a higher level. And the rarity is a separate attribute that affects its commonness, but on top of that, it also accepts its it affects its perk slots. So you can have a wooden armor at a low rarity that has very high defense, or very low defense, again, depending on its level. And also you have this rarity attribute that determines how many perk slots it can have. Juna likes games that give you shitty but really cool armor late game. Like shitty but like really cool looking. Love you, Juna. My complaint... Oh, hi, hold on, let me go. Oh, fuck. I really hate these fuckers. My complaint is with this game's soul core system. Because they wanted to make it like gear, but not. They took away the rarity. Soul cores are just gear for your guardian spirits. They affect you linearly the same exact way, which I think confuses... Oh, fuck. Wrong, I don't want to burst there. It's confusing because they have so many... The soul cores have so many functions. Which, again, if it were me, I would simplify away. But I've been beating that horse since Nioh 1. It'd make more sense to me to simplify the game so that soul cores just affect your abilities. Right? It's kind of weird to me that they affect your abilities and your base stats. But you could think of them like any other piece of gear in the game, like a sword. But you equip that sword, and it raises your stats, like any piece of gear. But it also gives you an ability, which is fine. Again, that's whatever. Oh, hi. Oh, wait, do they always hide as things in the environment? Wasn't he hiding as a... I think he was hiding as a lamp. I thought they just appeared out of nowhere. I thought they appeared out of thin air, but he seemed to be hiding as a lamp. They hide as lamps? Oh, I didn't know that, dicks. I always assumed they just kind of popped out of nowhere. But yeah, so, it's whatever that these things also count as, let me see if I can check my, Guardian Spirit here. So, these soul cores I've equipped on my Guardian Spirit. So basically, you equip a Guardian Spirit, right? And then on your Spirit, you equip these soul cores, which are essentially the gear equivalent of a Guardian Spirit. I wish I could, I can't really, go over here and look at these. But they raise the Guardian Spirit's attack and defense, which in turn raise your attack and defense. And they have a level that determines that, much like gear. The soul cores have a level which determines how much they affect your attack and defense, right? So they're exactly like gear in that respect, which is cool. But they don't have a rarity that affects their perks. Instead, their perks are affected by this thing called rank. And rank is has nothing to do with rarity of a drop, right? Whereas, you know, in this game, the rarity, on top of affecting your, you know, your perks, it, of course, obviously affects how common it is to drop. Whereas soul cores is whatever. They don't have a rarity. They drop equally, you know, no matter what. But you raise their rank, which affects their perks, by combining them with other soul cores of the same type. So if I get 2 soul cores for a skeleton, I can combine those 2 to raise that skeleton's rank, which affects its perks. That makes sense to me, except that once you have a max level skeleton, or say a max rank skeleton, then you can combine that with any other skeleton at any other level to max out its rank. So if I have, which is a very common thing in this game, because it is not an exaggeration, let's say you have, you know, a level 10 max rank skeleton core, right? It has the best possible perks. It has the best possible perks it can have, so it's at max rank, but it's at a very low level, so it has shitty stats. So like, well, I want these nice perks, and I want the ability that it has, but these stats suck. Well, you're in luck, because if you combine that rank, that level 10 max rank skeleton with a level 1000 rank 1 skeleton, then you get a rank, you know, a level 1000 max rank skeleton. So their ranks stack linearly with each other. So if you have a max rank shitty skeleton, you can combine that with a low rank strong skeleton and simply transfer the rank over. It just transfers it over. So my argument is, it seems kind of pointless. Like, the rank is so easy to build on your yokai cores that it seems like it's a pointless mechanic. Why not make it more interesting to raise the rank so it's actually worth worrying about? The fact that you can just transfer the rank over from a shitty piece of, you know, gear to a strong one, it makes it seem like not that interesting of a mechanism. Yeah, exactly, Coolhand. It seems like it's meant to make it more interesting early game, but even then, because you don't really have control, over when soul cores drop, And because the rank doesn't really affect the perks that much, it's just one of those situations in this game where I feel like I wish they had streamlined it. Like they've infused a soul core, just because it really affects their perks in a relatively minute way. Like a lot of things in this game, I wish they had made it a little bit more meaningful. But again, that's sort of their answer to them not having rarity. They have rank instead. Just send them all to storage, huh? Skeleton warriors. So what's going on with this place? I see, looks like a yokai, is that a yokai realm over here? Oh, shit. Don't throw bombs at me. This is pretty frustrating. Oh, got lucky there. Oh fuck! I had no stamina. Yeah, I kind of wish, I guess what I'm trying to say is I wish, for the purpose of streamlining, that soul cores didn't have levels that affected their linear stats. I wish their linear stats were affected only by how many times you combined them with each other. That way, I feel like rank would be more interesting of a mechanism. Like, the fact that they're so much like gear, you know, based on where in the game they drop, they have higher linear stats. That makes sense if they're like gear, and they are. But I also think it's kind of fun to combine them. You know, you find two skeletons, you combine them, make them stronger. That makes sense. Except that if they transfer over all of their stats, all of their rank, that is, then once you have a max rank of any yokai core, then like Coolant points out, there's no more barrier anymore. Like, or how about the alternative, which is that they don't transfer over their rank? How about combining two yokai only raise their rank by 1? Right? That way, if I had a max rank skeleton that was a low level, I can't just transfer all of its rank to a higher level one. I have to still find other skeletons combined with that. That'd be kind of frustrating, but it would make sense at least from a game design perspective. That way, I'd have to be careful of when I combined my soul cores. I have a decision to make that way. Like, should I combine this skeleton with that one, or wait until I have a stronger one to combine it with? But the way it works right now, that's never a factor. If an enemy dies in a yokai circle, does it still explode? In a yokai circle? You would think it would explode 10 times as hard, right? Can you watch Skills and Warriors? I have to do it on my own. Huh? We can't watch the show on stream. I can show you guys the intro if you guys want, once we're done with this Nioh 2 action. I should make a skeleton command that you're just humming that song. It's just me humming the song. Huh? Maybe you're right. Since they explode when they die in the Dark Realm, I think that only be always explode when they die, right? Oh, I see. You mean if it wasn't in the Dark Realm, and they were in a yokai realm instead, would they explode? To my knowledge, didn't they always explode when they die? If they don't always explode. Well, how about this then? I would assume then not, dicks, unless other enemies in the yokai realm get access to their Dark Realm specific stuff. And I'm almost certain they don't, right? Like, if you deplete a Gaki's stamina in the yokai realm, will it drop its paralyzed field? Probably not. Yeah, this is an amazingly giant sword, and I love it. It's a really great sword, aesthetically. Hi. Okay, I can speak to these guys. Alright. Looks like Nobunaga's on there.
Wait. You are the samurai from before.
Yeah, I am. What's up, bro?
Now that Lord Nobunaga is dead, how do you plan to live? As for me, this is all I can do.
Wait, is that his body there? That's cool. He knows who has to die. Okay, this is him.
Nobunaga made me a samurai.
I'm glad they reanimated this. They're gonna do it again. I'll say it's the same story, yeah. At least they reanimated it.
Me from my shackles. Now, I vow to fight on. So that nothing may disturb my master's rest.
We all had a good laugh in the first game about the Obsidian Samurai because they use it as a plot twist that you assume he's called that because he wears all black armor, but underneath he's actually African. That was quite humorous because it was supposed to be like a big plot twist, but it was just kind of came off as like, wait, what? But really, in all seriousness, I kind of like his character, like his backstory of, you know, being this slave that ended up being freed by Nobunaga, who appreciated him for his, you know, for his combat prowess above all else and didn't look at his race, and that's why he's so loyal to him. That makes sense to me. Dude, it was just them being racist, huh? Well, I mean, he does. It was a plot twist because he is wearing all black armor, so he's the Obsidian Samurai. So when you find out that he's actually African underneath, you're like, oh wow, the Obsidian Samurai is actually a black guy. But yeah, actually I like his backstory. He's one of the characters in this game that I think is, you know, the most reasonable, most parsable. I'm back, Mumio. What do you find? Something tells me you'd rather not say, huh? Well, so be it. If there weren't any yokai involved, then it's of little interest to me. The flames consuming Honnoji will die down eventually, but the agonies of those lost in the blaze will continue to live on for some time yet, I fear. She's a scratch, Gypsy. What's up, Gypsy? He's based on a real person as well, so it makes sense his backstory would be reasonable, yeah. Yeah, it's really cool to me, and the fun thing I find in this game is that part of what makes its plot sort of not really always land for me is I don't really understand the characters' personalities or motivations. But I can understand this idea of this, you know, former slave who comes to Japan, and then this leader, you know, is not concerned with his race, where everybody else is like, you know, terrified of him. This guy's like, yo, dude, whatever your race, as long as you can, you know, fight and, you know, serve me with honor, then, you know, to me, you're a samurai. And then that guy being like, okay, listen to my master now. He's super, you know, he's the only guy that ever treated me like, you know, I was an equal to anybody else. And that's sort of cool to me. I can understand and appreciate that. How was your black and white film in the end? Dude, it was awesome, Gypsy. It was awesome. It was an awesome night. A little bit exhausting, but super awesome. It always is. And it's always worth it. Yeah, these soul cores here, they all have levels, which determines their linear stats. And unlike armor and weapons, they have both. They always have both attack and defense. And I want to stress that, to me, that's cool. Again, I kind of feel like it just kind of plays into this game's over-fixation with, let's add more and more mechanics, more and more numbers. But at least they made it interesting and exciting insofar as you equip these onto a guardian spirit. And the nature of that guardian spirit scales the stats. And to me, that's what makes it sick. Right? I'm going to actually show you guys what I mean by that real quick. So for instance here, Makami. Right? Makami, he scales the soul cores to have 10% more attack and 10% less defense. Right? So to me, it's one of the more sensible mechanics to add. It adds some interest to the game because it means that although you could equip the same soul cores on any guardian spirit, the one you choose to equip it on will affect how its stats scale onto your character. So it is sort of a meaningful decision that, again, for something like in this game, it's really all you can ask for. If they're going to add more stupid numbers, at least make it kind of fun. And this game succeeds in that respect. You can really go hard on defense and kind of sacrifice attack power. That's kind of fun to me. Suzuna's been thinking about that movie all day. Huh? Brent's the same here. Yeah, last night I was thinking about all the films. I was thinking about all the characters and all the different storylines and stuff. And yeah, they were really, really cool. This music actually reminds me a lot of Warcraft music. It kind of does, doesn't it? I really want to play Warcraft soon, but it'd have to be in the retro time slot. And I've got that pretty well stacked. Because it's like a lot. It's a lot like Warcraft music. So I probably can't level up now. No, not even close. Oh, Junior, I'll be sober this time, huh? Well, I want to play through the campaign. Cool, I want to play through the campaign. Because it's cancel Zelda. Once we do Zelda Ocarina of Time, then we're going to do Majora's Mask. Once Majora's Mask is finished, we're going to play some Sonic games. We have Sonic Labyrinth, We have Sonic 3D Blast, and we have Sonic World, which is going to be really short to beat. After that, I might want to go back to Kirby for a minute, do some Kirby stuff. We kind of left a little bit of Kirby on the table back in the day. But after that, we'll be finally free, and I might do some Warcraft 2. Maybe even Warcraft 1. Might beat Warcraft 1 first. I know Venka will be a slave to the mask hunt, huh? I will need to be a slave to the mask hunt. I don't think he'll like it as much as me. I played Majora's Mask 1 for about, like, 6 or 8 hours. Actually, Majora's Mask, I played it back on N64 just a couple years ago. Or should I say, right now, it's probably like 4 years ago. Back when I was working at Meyer, basically. And it was a hoot and a half. Kashik, man, this game is long. It's not really that long by RPG standards, Kashik, really. Like, we put how much into this game right now? Like 60 hours or so? And we're at the very end of it. Kashik, if you're playing every submission, because you're like me, my first time playing Nioh and didn't realize that they were optional, or should I say, didn't realize how optional they were, then it can seem longer than it is. As long as you focus on only the main missions, then you can move through it a little bit faster. Okay, so do I have any other missions around here? Clear the Aberrant Mage and Dawn. Well, where is the Aberrant Mage? Here it is. Defeat an Onmyo Mage 10 times or more? That's a bizarre requirement, huh? You're at 75 hours in this game. Well, that's pretty cool. But yeah, again, I think if you focus on main missions, you can see it doesn't take quite as long. Maybe you have been, huh? You're just taking forever. Some of these I can't even do. That's kind of fun. I mean, this game that kind of adds more... I think in general, one of the big improvements from Nioh 1 to Nioh 2 is everything about the submissions. In the first game, I thought that they were a real drag. They were a real drag. The game was already kind of repetitive and boring as it was. And so to have these submissions that just made you go back and do stuff in the same maps, with the same enemies, with very little reward. I'm going to, Dixie. I'm going to save these ones that are locked. I'm not going to try and unlock these here for a new game 1. But yeah, so the first game, I found them to be quite boring and dull and pointless. Like, super pointless. Like, you got a little more gear, but I already get tons of gear. Who fucking cares? And it's a good way to kind of level up a little bit between missions if you're low level, but I'm not. I can handle, the main missions just linearly. But this game did a lot to improve them, I find. For one thing, you unlock guardian spirits through them on the regular, which is really cool. They're kind of a nice reward. Second of all, they have more plot stuff going on. They have more interesting storylines. They have NPCs in the dungeons that are, have a little bit more to talk to you about. They're more varied. They have a lot of different enemy submission types now. There are collecting ones, there are ones you duel, there are ones where you have a partner, there are ones where you're doing a gauntlet of enemies, there are ones where you're exploring like a regular stage. They tend to have better rewards in terms of items. They have exclusive items. Sometimes they even unlock other submissions, which is cool. Sometimes they are themselves harder to unlock. Like this one requires, to clear a certain sort of dojo stage or clearing 10 Onmyo mages. In general, they are just way more interesting. Although, again, they're still totally optional. The rewards are better. The stories are better. Of course, in this game, the stages are already better as it is. So are the enemies. And yeah, they're pretty cool in this game. A pretty big improvement. Kuchik says, the submissions in Nioh 1 were way too long and repetitive, huh? Yeah, they were just sort of whack. This game, I feel that they're really making them more fun. Anyway, so I'm going to keep knocking out submissions here, though, even though Dix warns me not to. Basically, I think that I'm going to not unlock these ones for a while, so I'm going to save those for New Game Plus. I've not seen Tower of God, a cool hand. No, I have not. I watched My Mother's Basement's review of it a couple days ago, and it looked pretty cool, but maybe not my speed. My goal is just kind of look for the ones that I can do right now and just do them, but it seems as though there are going to be some that are going to be forever locked for me until later. Seems to be how most of your mistakes start, huh? Yeah, usually they mostly start with me saying, well, even Brian said to do this, but I'm not going to do it. Usually if I don't do what Dix tells me to, usually that's almost always a good thing. It's pretty cool. Seems like something you could watch if you enjoyed Hunter x Hunter. Yeah, I haven't seen Hunter x Hunter. I hear it's pretty good. But it being so shonen-ish, matches the dual blades, Aberrant Mage. There was that, Dix. Yeah, the purse fishing. Never forget. I need tea utensils for this one. Scattered fragments. Twilight. So I gotta clear a Twilight mission. That seems weird considering I can't do them at will. Okay. Oh, hey. Warped Jawbone. Miki Castle was built on a strategic point at Harima Province. Hideyoshi laid siege to the castle from which Besho Nagaharu and his troops put up a good fight. But the latter's surrender was ultimately forced when Hideyoshi cut off supplies to the castle. Okay. I really hope this game does well financially, because I would love to see a Nioh 3, and I can't wait for the DLC. To me, this game is so damn inspired. It's just so inspired. It's raining out, guys. I can smell it. It's so good. So good. Hunter x Hunter is probably one of my top 3 of all time, but I like that shonen shit. People keep telling me that, Cool Hand, in those exact words, and it puts me under so much stress. Because I want to watch good anime. But I hate shonen. Is that fair to say? I hate most shonen. And for that people say it's a good shonen, I mean, that sounds pretty attractive to me. But, again, it's just, whenever anybody says something's a good shonen to me, that's always like, ugh. Other than Twilight Region, oh, thank you, Kashik. Okay, that does explain everything. I was like, that seems weird they required a Twilight mission to get done. But yeah, you mean Twilight area. #1 anime fanboy. Dude, I've been thinking a lot about Anime Juna lately. Especially goddamn Madoka Magica. It's been on my mind obsessively lately. I'm trying to get everybody I know to watch it. I think shonen is more fun than quality tunes. You know, when I watched season 1 and half of season 2 of My Hero Academia, it made me feel things, Cool Hand. It made me feel things that I look for in anime. Right? I know that it was tropish, and it was definitely everything that shonen, you know, has been, you know, criticized. All the tropes are there from all of shonen, including, you know, the same elements that made me feel those same things as a kid when I watched, like, Dragon Ball Z, right? I felt those things watching My Hero. But the directing was so much better. It was so much better than all other shonen I've watched in such a long time. That, you know, feeling those things again, anew, I really enjoyed that. You know, I feel like, you know, a lot of the thematic elements that define shonen are not themselves tired. They're not themselves tired. It's just the way that so many other anime, you know, recycle and reuse those elements that has become tired. It's a pretty high level submission. Restoring Harmony 110. Let's have 110s here. So main mission, the Golden Castle, is actually a lower level than these other submissions. Matazo the Spirit might be one of these duels. Tokichiro has entrusted the Hokuriku region to me, and it's all thanks to your words of encouragement at that time. Still, I'm determined to best you, so let's go one more time. If you're up to the challenge. Oh, yeah, sure. Just Madoka was fun. I like the backgrounds, huh? It's a beautiful series. Madoka is a beautiful series, visually. Are you talking about the classic Madoka, Juna, from 2011, or the new one, Magia record? My Hero is extremely manufactured, so I get that criticism, but I don't know. I just think it's fun to see the magic powers, and the fight scenes are very pretty, etc., etc., huh? Yeah, definitely, I'm not criticizing My Hero at all, and I really enjoyed My Hero. And people say it's a, you know, that Hunter is a good shonen. Something like My Hero makes me curious. This is gonna be a more fun duel. This one's gonna be a little more closer to my level. Oh fuck! Okay, some telegraphing is gonna do that. That's a counter, I believe. Oh no, wrong button. Is he gonna pop double trigger or what? Does he have one? Yes, okay. You don't want to get by that. This guy killed me before with that, like, one hit. How's that fucking movie can get around the battlefield so fast with that? Oh no. That's so much damage. Ugh, too slow. Ow. God, it's fast. Oh god, shout out to fucking Poise. Jesus. I like the classic one more, huh? I didn't really like the new Madoka as much, to say the very least. My big criticism of Magia Record is that it has become so much the exact same tropes that the first series was subverting. Right? The first series was like, what if, you know, like they were like, you know, what if magical girl anime, but, right? That was sort of Madoka's thing. You know, what if Mahou Shoujo, but.
Blunted.
Whereas I feel like Magic Record is just like, what if magical girls, and that's about it, right? Like I feel like that's its big failure as a Madoka Magica spinoff so far. And of course, you know, in general, the directing is not as tight. Like the storytelling and directing is not nowhere near as tight as the original series. But you know, I enjoyed it enough for what it was. Pretty much on the level, huh? Yeah, this game Poise seems better than the last game. Makes heavy builds more interesting. I thought I had grown stronger, but it seems you did too. But with everything that has happened, I sensed it may be the last time we shall be able to meet. That's why I wish to face you once more, huh? Well, GG. I still haven't watched the films of the original Madoka Magica series. Apparently, there's 3 films for Madoka Magica. The first 2 simply retell the story of the anime, but with some new, higher quality animation scenes added in, but also recycling animation from the actual anime, which seems pretty unfortunate to me. It has further diminished my urge to see those 2 films. It just tells the same story, and with some of the same scenes, but with some new scenes kind of like retouched up. I don't think I really care that much. I think I'd rather watch the original series again. But the third film is a sequel to the series, which has got some mixed reviews, but I still want to see it. Japanese Heart Yokai Smarts, huh? I would love to trade blows with you, and for real this time, since things went a bit awry last time. It's a duel, huh? No son of a gun. The third film was dang, says Juna. So Juna loved it. The thing is, I can't watch it on streaming anymore. Of course, I could probably pirate it somewhere. But apparently now it's been removed off of all legal streaming sites. I might have to buy it. But again, it's huge fan of anime. That wouldn't be the end of the world. He says, hear that? He wants you to blow each other, huh? I'm about to blow him away, dicks. Probably gonna body me, to be honest. This guy is really hard. I fought him earlier in the game as a submission, and he was a fucking monster. And now he's a higher level. I don't see this ending well.
I won't go easy on you.
That was so much. Oh, I see. I can't stun him, right?
Are you all right?
I can't stun this boy. I'm doing very little damage as well. I need to be more patient here. He's definitely hurting me a lot more than hurting him. Oh, fuck. Okay, look like the end of that string, maybe? Ouch! I just slow him down.
Not bad, but this isn't over yet.
We're still in the Dark Realm.
Thinking you can win this?
I wish I could be closer to him when he does that, but I'm so scared. It's been better than I thought I was going to do, to be honest. Oh, what the fuck? I think he iframed through. Oh, no. Okay, don't do that. Whew. Nioh 1 sold 1 million units in the first 2 weeks internationally. Only info I could find about Nioh 2 is that it sold 3 million in pre-orders. Huh? Yeah, I don't keep up enough with gaming gaming sales numbers to know if that's impressive or not. Sold 3 million total on Nioh 1. So Nioh 2 definitely did better.
What do you know? I couldn't cut it.
This guy is such a ripoff of Aquaman, bro.
I've no regrets. I gave it my all, and I'd do it again.
I think it definitely did better. This game, as a franchise, to me, as a fan of Team Ninja's, design tropes, it has so much fucking potential. Nioh 2 has done so much more to tap into that potential than the first game did. And I'm looking forward to the DLC for this game a lot, but there is still room for it to get even more mind-blowing as a series. I really hope that people are enjoying this game and that they're going to work hard on another one. You win. I'll never come across anybody as strong as you, huh? Well, that's settled then. I'm not sure when, but I'm sure I'll see you around again someday. I think that was one of the ones I unlocked through the interim, which means that I might have some more dialogue there unlocked now. So there's only one more submission left before I can go on with the plot. It's here, Restoring Harmony. Onyo Mage, this is this guy, Saito. By seething hatred, still clings to the battlefield of Mount Tenno. Harmony cannot flourish in a land where such bleak emotions have taken root. Cut me down once more and destroy this darkness of mine. Be cool. Yeah, I do want to see Madoka Magica Rebellion. That's the third film someday. Yeah, I've heard some people say it's not as good as the original series was, but I want more storyline. It doesn't need to be as good, I guess. It'd be nice if it was. These, I don't think, do anything for him. They just give me more elements, I believe. I don't like them, so I'm going to destroy them. I don't trust them, nor do I want to have any elements. I know it sounds silly. Oh, it's this guy. Well, mistakes were made. Already. Before the fight even starts, I was making mistakes. This is the fire guy anyway. Okay, that's a grab, and I cannot break him out my burst counter. This is like the hardest boss in the game for me so far. Oh fuck, he spun. God damn, this guy's a fucking asshole. Oh my lord, that hurts. Guess can't block those. Fuck these little guys. He's getting his anima back. Or his stamina. Ouch! I want square triangle. Okay. Okay, that's alright. Oh, that hurt. A few elixirs left. I can slow him down a couple more times. I got full anima here. Let's pop it. Just need to get a little bit more space. You can see them moving along the ground. That's cool. Just punish right now. Okay, I like this. Oh my god. Give me all that shite. Got a handmade doll. Sick. Always a pleasure. I love when that happens. No clue what that is. I love when that happens. So we've done every submission now. I'm gonna go back to the interim and talk to those guys. And I guess I'm gonna start the next mission. The next main mission. Dee da da bee da da ba da bee do bodo. It would appear that you did it. Thanks to you, the roots of darkness have been extirpated? What the fuck is extirpated? Where are these localizers getting these words from? And my daughter can live in peace. I'm deeply indebted to you. Now I can rest at last without any regrets. Extirpated? Yeah, bro, I ain't never heard no extirpated in my life. So we have a main mission here with a sub-mission here to unlock the some other missions there. Earn the valuable Cherry Blossom chapbook. Okay. How dare bad man use big word? What's up, Ein? You don't be acting like you don't extirpate on the regular. I probably do, Ein, to be honest. Probably do be extirpating. But I don't even realize when I do it, man. It's totally unconscious. How you doing, dude? Hopefully you've been well. I'm gonna go to the interim here real quick. Just talking about how good this game is, Ein, and how I hope that it sold a bunch so we can get a Nioh 3 one day. I'm at the very end of the game, dude. I gotta beat like 3 more missions, though. Which probably ain't gonna happen tonight after all. I wonder when the DLC's gonna come out. Oh my god, this is some pixelated stuff here. Playing some ugly-ass fuck Serialim 3, huh? How long have you been playing it? Just tonight? Because you know I've been curious about that game. Did I kill you yet?
Ah, look who it is.
Probably not.
Well, I'm happy to say Oichi doesn't appear to be here. It seems that you were indeed as good as your word. You have my thanks.
About 60 hours now, huh? What do you think about it, dude? Should I buy it? Watching this stream makes me extirpated all the time, and I sit on the toilet for hours with nothing happening, huh? I feel like that'd be the opposite, right? If you're extirpated, it'd be like external. It'd be shooting out. Good Vibe guarantees you, I will use extirpated in sentence now. Knowingly, nobody will know it, huh? Yeah, no, nobody will know. Well, that's a good way to piss people off, but also to impress ladies, right? Check out the size of my diction.
This is the interim.
Yeah, I know. That guy sounds so much like fucking Captain Jack Sparrow. It's absurd. So, where are the dudes? Maybe there are no dudes here that I completed their quest. Oh, here he is. Did your quest, bro?
I am grateful to you. You have restored balance to the world and helped protect my daughter. Now I pray that you defeat the ultimate evil, so that he cannot do to others what he did to me.
Speak up, man.
I am grateful to you.
They did extirpate.
You have restored
It would be hard to recommend for your streaming. It's a slow burn. Yeah, I wouldn't stream it.
Now
I would not stream it.
that you defeat the
Certainly a lot of stuff, huh?
so that he cannot
As you know, I've been playing this game, Magia Record.
to me.
This gacha game about Madoka Magica. It's pretty good. That's what I've been doing off stream lately. You pick up line for the chicks, huh? Yo, babe, you ever been extirpated before? This has a totally gross sound to it. So I did that one. Where's the other guy? Where's Aquaman? The gacha, Juna? The gacha. There he is. I've been getting into the gacha.
Thank you.
No problem, bro.
Truly, I believe you can overcome any foe.
Just uppercut the fuck out of me right there.
Thank you. Truly, I believe you can overcome any foe.
Let me back up, bro. Ah! Some people love being absolutely extirpated, huh? Just getting all kinds of extirpated. Let's go see if I can talk to my moms and see if she has anything to say. How about you, the Kappa boy? Sparkle boy down here. Okay, so the same thing as ever. Alright, well that was fun. Good bit of warm up again. I haven't played this game all weekend, so that was fun to come back. I woke up kind of on the wrong side of the bed today. I feel more confident now that I've bodied some people that are way lower level than me. Feels good.
So it seems you have found what you sought,
Does it?
but he is still out there, gathering spirit stones. You must proceed with caution.
Yeah, let's leave the interim. Bye, ma'am.
Please, do all you can to stop him. That is your destiny.
I will, eventually. Once I feel like it. So Dick's warned me that I'm like 3 missions away from beating the game, and I think one of them is really, really short. Not sure which one that is. If I had to guess, I'd say it's not this next one up here. And because it's now past 11, I'm probably going to get into this mission about halfway and then save the game and play some Zorlda. The Golden Castle, huh? I hear that Tokichiro has built himself this Jurakudai place in the capital. Apparently it's a kind of castle that glitters like gold. It sounds like a real monument to bad taste, and something about it makes my skin crawl. That glow has surely got to be due to the power of the Spirit Stones, and if Tenkai's words are anything to go by, we're bound to find a huge stockpile of them within. No time to waste, huh? I bought the Hanbei transformation from the tea shop. The icon for it showed his face. When you use it, it changes you into his fully armored form. Extirpated your heart. Oh, man, that's stupid. That's dumb. You can't change it? You think they have a... Maybe there's more than one. What a ripoff. Having risen to the preeminent position in government, Tokichiro has had a lavish, ornate, gold-laden residence built in the heart of the capital, which he has named Jurakudai. With its stone walls and defensive towers making it more akin to a fortress than a regular abode, this glimmering construction forms a potent symbol of Tokichiro's dreams, driven by his continued thirst for the power of the Spirit Stones. The intricate design is testament to the wealth and power of its owner, and the mere sight of this place is said to leave onlookers completely speechless. Huh? You're stuck fully geared up. That's dumb. He only seemed like once in the game like that anyway. Is that little man in a cage, or am I tripping?
He's a tasteful fellow, isn't he?
Mummy, am I tripping? Because why bully the T-Man? Because he's an asshole, bro. To remove or destroy totally, do away with, exterminate, to pull up by or as by the roots. That's why he used it, I guess. I mean, that's some pretty good diction.
That character that everyone loved.
Man, what do you mean everybody loved?
I tried to use the way of
Half
truth
people in the game hated him. Most people in the game
to
hate
the
him.
right track. But the lure of gold proved too strong. To think he lost his very soul.
I don't even like him that much. I don't think nobody liked him that
I
much.
will call on Tenkai to aid you.
That's pretty dope.
I know I can rely on you, Ide.
Yeah, because we met once. With a localized extinction as well, huh? Localized extinction. I guess I meant it to literally to pull up, right? He said something about the roots have been extirpated. So he meant to pull them up. Out of the ground. Get rid of them. Rip in peace, bro. The roots have been rooted. Oh, she's putting that mask on. Now it's serious.
Pay for this.
Now when I'm doing some yard work, I'll just say that I've been extirpating some weeds, huh? They'd be like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? You did what on the weeds? Could people watch? Isanagami, huh? Okay. Cool. Got me an Isanagami. Jurakudai. Alright, cool. So here's a dead guy in a cage. Tortured to death. I see that gradually growing crystals killed him. That's pretty sneaky. Gotta give credit where credit's due. It's a pretty cool way to kill somebody. Gotta see it come. The suspense, dude. They gotta see it coming. I want to find a way to use it organically, huh? So like Brian, dude, start pulling some weeds. That's one way to do it. Plus, it has the side effect of making your yard have less weeds. Okay. Good evening, J-Bomb. Good evening. I thought it was June that said that. Who's J-Bomb?
Let me take care of the yokai here first. You go ahead. Let me take care of the...
Okay. I don't want to have him be on my team. This is an interesting place. Looks like foggy. Got a shortcut there. So I got a lot of souls. Okay, then let's level up. Why do you level up? Buttercup, baby, just to level down. So I need 500,000 for next level up, huh? Alright. Yeah, again, there's really, the returns have diminished on stamina. I would need to have like 99 to really move up in like weight class for my armor and still have a decent dodge. But again, the good news is that...
Surely the height of refinement to have such a garden in a place like this.
Oh, shut up, bro.
But still,
whose side are you on?
I am afraid it does not make up for what was done to Master Rikyu.
This is quite pretty, though. Strength increases your weight limit as well. Oh, does it? Oh, well, son of a bitch. What if it's by more than 0.1? If I'd known that, I would have been raising strength. I have to respec now and see if I can get more. If I rose strength instead. This place, yeah, it's very foggy looking. Not all about it. Only by 0.1, okay. Yeah. One of those things I've noticed the few times you raised it, huh? Yeah, I didn't think about that, because you're right. I did, I knew that unconsciously. I'd seen it, I'd noticed it before, but didn't really think about that as like an option. To raise my defaults. Those guys just fucking chilling. The main benefit is the weight limit. It's a side effect for strength. Yeah, I see. Well, at this point, I mean, really, I guess then, if strength raises it 0.1 for every level, then it would make more sense to raise strength than stamina now, because stamina's only giving me 0.1, and strength at least makes my weapon even stronger, because strength's my main scale off of my weapon. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to raise stamina if it only raises my equip load by the same amount of strength would. I keep forgetting to use any kind of magic or... I don't really need to use any more magic, so I need to use more ninjutsu. Finish New Game Plus, and I've pretty much maxed 2 stats to 99, so you probably end up maxing both anyways. Yeah, I probably will. Hold that shit. Ow. If I can do that while blocking, like out of block stun, that'd be insane. Indeed, Black Flame, yeah, it goes to 99 max. I'm not sure we've met, I'm David. And 99 is the max. I believe that if you beat like New Game plus in the first game, you unlock like prestige levels basically. You actually go higher. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I might increase later. Okay. I have a lot of skill points I haven't spent. Come here, big guy. I'm gonna try and block Scott's attack and then immediately. I believe that cancels block stun. That's what it looks like. Oh fuck, that hurt like I can't believe I survived. I can't believe I survived that. So when they're low on health, they get this this red burst that's pretty dangerous. Never got that far since Black Flame in the first game. Yeah, same here. Hey, block your attack, dog. Attack me. Yeah, I can cancel block stun with those moves. Well, that makes them so much more interesting. Hold that. You randomly decided to get back to Nioh 1 just to defeat Maria, huh? At least she's one of the DLC characters, I believe, right? If I'm not mistaken. Hey, shoot me, asshole. If you can cancel your block stun, because there are some moves that are done out of block, and I assume that was only there to, you know, make it possible to do more goofy moves with only so many buttons on the controller, right? If you press triangle immediately after doing a counter, you can get the yokai finisher. No, Black Flame. If you do your burst counter, this thing, and it counters a burst attack, and they are at low health, it will automatically kill them with a yokai finisher. That's what happened there. I did the burst counter, as always, to counter his burst. He was at low health, so it did a little special finishing move. But yeah, I assumed it was there just because the game only has so many fucking buttons, and this game wants you to have like 10 billion controls. So yeah, these ones are done while holding L1. Like this one, you have to hold L1 and you do this, right? But it would seem that those moves can cancel block stun, which makes them so much more interesting. And they run out of stamina or ki or whatever, then pressing triangle lets you do the yokai finisher, huh? Really? I forgot about that. We learned that in the tutorial. But I forgot about that. We got live paintings? I missed it. Oh, hi there, big guy. Yeah! He has a special animation where she kind of reels back. So you can cancel your block stun with at least this one. I'm not sure if they all work that way. I assume they all work that way then. And that explains why some moves are chosen to be out of the block stance. They have a special mechanic associated with them. Are you a live painting? Talking shit at me or what? I can open it. But I don't wanna. I wanna explore. Get treasure. That makes heavy armored stance so much more interesting. Because I've pointed out before that, you know, blocking sucks, dodging rules. But we've been talking more about lately about how you could probably spec to have blockings be better. I have this ability, this perk, this passive, where if I block in mid stance, I get my ki back faster than I would otherwise. So let's say I were in mid-stance more often. I block and attack. Go for that counter. You can make blocking kind of sick. Yeah, it goes pretty fast now. There's a gift sub, Decoy. What's up, dude? Oh my god. Ouch, you fucker. Decoy from the shadows, dude. It's coming out of nowhere like a fucking ninjutsu. Like a shinobi. Welcome to the channel, Black Flame. I'm sure you've been here before. If I assume you're here for the first time today, right? You said you're getting back into Nioh 1. So you're probably starting to feel up Nioh 2 a little bit. Dude, buy it! Black Flame, buy this game. I want to open up a food truck, says J-Bomb, that sells grilled sandwiches and call it Toastbusters. Huh? Toastbusters. I'd eat those. Says I'd buy from there. You already have Nioh 2. Okay, I got you, Black Flame. Yeah, for my money, this game is a much better game than Nioh 1. Oh, shit. Any friends around here? Oh, don't block that. I have full anima. I need to use it. I wish I had a heal from anima. That'd be probably kind of busted, though. Playing Nioh 1 reminded me how much better Nioh 2 is, huh? Still fucking love the game to death. Yeah, for me, Nioh 1 as the main game was really unbearable. It was one of the games I liked streaming the least of any game I've ever played on stream. But I love the DLC a lot. The DLC is why I bought Nioh 2. If I just played Nioh 1 and this game came out, I probably still would have bought it because Team Ninja. But I would have been much more hesitant. But after the DLC of Nioh 1, I really wanted to get this game, and I've been incredibly impressed by it. But I know there are those that loved Nioh 1 as well throughout the whole game. I had nothing but criticisms for it. Got fucking pooches. Let's change my bow and arrow. Divine arrow. Right up his little asshole. Oh, fuck. Oh, damn. Don't howl, though. Fucking ninja dogs, bro. See, I could have done my other move faster. Nioh 1 and God of War are up there, says Decoy. Yeah, Decoy, the God of War. No. God of War is not another game. I really did enjoy the game, Decoy. You know, I didn't really care for it, but there's a difference between me hating a game and me not enjoying streaming it. There are some games that I really don't like, but I enjoy streaming them. And yeah, God of War wasn't really that bad in that respect. Really, the ones I hated streaming were like Nioh 1, to a lesser extent, Dragon's Dogma. Games that I find really dull and very hard to talk about. The Last of Us, yeah. That's a game that I enjoy more in retrospect, especially like later into the game. But any game early on where I like have nothing to talk about, that's the worst as a host. I'm pumped, Black Flame, yeah. I can wait for the DLC to come out for this game. There's some games that I find so damn dull that I just can't even, like, maintain interest. What's up, Brendir? Welcome aboard, man. How's your stream? But talk about doing Dragon's Dogma, huh? Like how much I want to find that purse. Oh, boy. I really want to find this purse. Shout out to my friend Faust for gifting me that game. My brother loved Dragon's Dogma, and I wouldn't say that I hated it either. But there was a lot of things about it that I didn't really care for. I have full fucking ammo. But I don't really need to spend it. There's no reason to spend it. I have so much anima now, it's great. I love that feeling. Got knocked away from me. So you were playing Streets of Rage remake, right? Do you ever like games you've been gifted? Wasn't Last of Us a gift from Steve? No, Last of Us from my friend Stephanie. That was a gift from her. I only caught the last of the Dragon's Dogma streams, but man, they were pretty boring to BH. Yeah, that's kind of what I didn't really care about. I didn't really care for that game. I found it to be quite dull. You never liked games in general, huh? Yeah, I enjoyed one game that I was gifted, a game called Darkest Dungeon. I forget who gave it to me. Whoever it was probably a really great guy who's been a long-time friend of the channel. That's a great game that I enjoyed. But yeah, sometimes, again, as a streamer, I enjoy games, you know, even when I hate them, I still enjoy hating them sometimes. Zan says, we have Vencabot rating for a reason, huh? Yeah, the Vencabot hater scale, I call it, because I'm just such a hater for games in general. Yeah, I want to do every side mission. Well, dicks, I accept no responsibility for that, dude. If your game has side missions, make them fun. Make them fun. So what do you think about this remake, Nioh? From your post on Facebook, I assumed that it wasn't your first time playing it, huh? This Streets of Rage remake. Just the Shrek game was so much fun to stream. That was fun. Yeah, I enjoyed Shrek. Again, there are games like, you know, kind of walking this puddle. There are games like Sonic Spinball that I really fucking hate a lot, but they're fun to stream. Because I hate them so much. They really piss me off. Oh, fuck! I'm dead! Oh my god. I should have burst. Or used my yokai. Son of a gun. I got over-leveled from the main mission. For the main mission, yeah, I decided to do more side missions, yeah. Dragon's Dogma had a fantastic mechanic that really saved that game. If you go to the pause menu, there is an option to quit the game. Then you can play something else. That saves the whole game. Yeah, that's a game that my brother loved. I loved watching him play it. I was just playing it wrong. I was just playing it wrong. You know, there's oh, fuck, he's still alive. Jesus. You know, I took the wrong things from the experience of playing Dragon's Dogma. Witcher 3 is the best game for side missions IMO. It probably is, from what I've seen of it. I haven't played it myself. Yeah, you know, I like side missions in games in general. What are the chances? I've argued before, and I will argue to the death, that, you know, I'm not saying that, when I say I play the game wrong, I don't give the game any credit. Because I think as a game designer, it's their, you know, job to make the ways you can play it fun. I felt as though, you know, the game telegraphed to me that I could play the way I was playing it. I think that it had, you know, these submissions, if they didn't want me to do them, they shouldn't have had them. But I will say that those that enjoyed it more than me enjoyed it because they played it differently. That's what I mean when I say I played it wrong. Oh shit, I'm about to lose my souls. There are those that play games and they enjoy the game more than I did because the way I chose to play it was not the way that was the most fun way to play it. But I will maintain that the way that I do play these games, even if I hate them, there are ways that the game gave me reason to believe I was supposed to have expected to enjoy playing them that way. Ignore the story to fuck around? You'd never do that. I made the mistake of playing it on hard, huh? Yeah, I think I did too, and that was one thing that made the game kind of grindy. I could have played Nioh 1 in a very different way as well, and enjoyed it more. It doesn't mean I think that you know, that makes the game any better. That's the you know, the Ninja Castle problem, right? That I coined. I want my souls back, man. I want my family back. Playing it on hard just makes the money pointless. Yeah, very quickly I caught up and leveled the enemies. I hate games where hard mode just buffs enemy health. Yeah, exactly. Ideally, a hard mode should make the game more fun for those that are, you know, a little bit more skilled. That's the idea. But instead, a lot of time they just ramp up the enemy health or enemy damage, or both. And sometimes, at least with the enemy damage, it makes it more like defensive, which is cool. But if all you do is make the enemies have more health, it ends up just being a slog. That's the fucker that killed me last time. Who saw me? That boy. Okay. Yeah, the Ninja Castle problem is a scenario where you have a ninja castle, and the game tasks you with killing the Shogun. And if you take the rooftops, there are many enemies you could fight. Ninjas to counterattack, kunai to use. You can poison people. You can get backstabs on guys. If you decide to go underground, you can fight monsters, which has a whole bunch of its own mechanics, which are always a pleasure. Or you can go right through the front door, which is wide open, and kill him in his sleep. And that's not that fun. It's actually quite boring. But if the game's objective is to kill the Shogun... Oh, I can't believe I just did that. I'm gonna die again. The same way I died last time. I forgot the guy was there. I'm too busy talking. I thought I'd killed him because I saw him earlier, but he has that helmet on. I should have used my my dragon cannon. Because I couldn't... You can't shoot guys with arrows and have that helmet on. If the game's objective is to kill the Shogun, and you have the front door left wide open and kill him in his sleep, then, and you want me to go across the roofs or underground to fight ninjas or monsters, then close the damn front door. If you get the choice and know what happens, it wouldn't bother me, says Good Vibe. That's something I've heard before. You know, that it's my responsibility as a gamer, if I want to have fun, to do the fun thing. But that's something I don't necessarily agree with. But yeah, that's a criticism I've heard of the way I play games. When I play a game that people love and I don't like it as much, and I say, well, the game was poorly designed. I played it in a way that was viable, maybe even the most viable way to play it, and it was ass. And they said, well, dude, you played the game in the least fun way. How is that the game's problem if you chose to play the game in the least fun way? I'm saying close the front door. Close the front door. Unless, again, it's a mechanic that's there just explicitly to make the game easier for those that are casuals, right? I'm not going to say that a game like, Mario, where there's a button you can press to beat a stage because they're afraid that, grandma can't beat it. That's different. Okay. I did surprisingly little damage. There's a dog patrolling around here. I can go to mid-stance to kill him. I don't want to get shot, though. Oh, I lost all my souls, right? I didn't get them back. Okay, well, that makes life a little bit easier, I suppose. I don't think I ever got my souls back. Or did I get them back? I hate these fucking dogs, man. He actually changed his position, huh? Last time he was a little bit closer to the ground level, as I recall. Ouch. Okay. Since I did not get my souls back, yeah. So now I should just do this and kill him. My thinking last time was, I can't kill him with an arrow, I'll kill him later some other way. Dogs and birds was the worst on the classic NES games, especially. Okay. I'm not trying to dodge through that, but it's pretty tough. Oh, ouch, 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 ouch. I haven't had a lot of drop inputs lately. Ever since that new patch came out, I haven't had as many dropped elixir inputs. I wonder if they fixed it, or if it's just a coincidence. Like, I haven't noticed it happen like the last like 3 Nioh streams, and before it like happened like 10 times a fucking stream. The dumb Ninja Castle. I want to make a game where you play as a necromancer. Always love that kind of magic, huh? Like an undead management, perhaps. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the Ninja Castle hypothesis, you know, the hypothetical is really, it's about asking game designers to put the fun between the player and the objective. Right? If you want to design all this fun into your game, put it between the player and the objective. Don't put the fun as some kind of tertiary element. No, I'm sorry, Dix, I didn't gesture at him. That's too slow. Too slow to read the chat. If you have ninjas to fight, you have demons to fight, you have counters I can do, you have kunai I can use, put them between me and the objective. Probably have, Brian. Again, that's a Vencabot original. I ran out of the Kodama in my game, so I can't see if anything come to respond animations, huh? They actually do have response animations, though? Because if they gave you the choice, though. Yeah, that's kind of the idea, good vibe. You can give the player too much choice, right? Somebody, MC said Kim Jong-un is brain dead, huh? Like literally the medical kind, huh? Wow, that's crazy. The Sudama do, so I'd assume some of the same as Kodama. They probably, I wonder if they use the same animations even. Oh, what the fuck is happening? Oh, he hit the wall, I think. I think he hit the wall with his attack. I saw a headline that said he was in grave danger. Again, I'm not really into politics, so I really have no clue what that means. If he were brain dead, if something happened to him, I'm not sure what that would mean for me. For the fellow Black Flame. More Nioh 2 coming on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday this week. Most writers at NBC already are, so they'd know the signs better than most, huh? It's funny. I have a lot of souls here. That's the tweet, huh? Yeah, if he's in grave danger, perhaps he literally is brain dead. Maybe something happened to him. She deleted it, though, huh? When I first read that, I assumed he meant that, you know, someone was talking a bunch of shit on him. But if he actually is in grave danger, perhaps something medical is happening. Difficulty level is a choice, too, so to pass an objective, you could play on that level, huh? Yeah. Again, when it's an explicit mechanic, again, if it's a explicit mechanic that's in the game to make it more casual friendly, then I'll give it a pass. Like if I get to choose between, you know, going easy or hard or normal, and easy is actually easy, that's whatever. If there's a button that's, you know, there to make Grandma be able to beat Mario, that's whatever. But again, if the game's design seems as though that they, you know, the front gate was unintentionally left open, if they didn't realize that by leaving the front gate open, they're really making it less important for me to go fight the ninjas and the yokai, then for me to say your game is boring because you leave the front doors open, then to me that's, you know, a criticism of the game. So, Katie, most politicians are brain dead, so what's the difference, huh? Yeah, I'm kind of getting mixed messages in the chat here about whether this politician of, you know, national significance to North Korea is in some kind of health crisis or not. Ouch. But look at this. I'd love to see Grandma beat Mario. Well, dude, that's an actual reference. Right? That's a thing that Nintendo does now. That's why I want to make a distinction. Because there are actual Nintendo games out there where you can now press a button to beat a level. And to me, that's different. It's not a choice when they name difficulty levels, though, huh? Like Fallen Order name difficulties after Jedi ranks. If you name the highest Grandmaster, I ain't gonna settle for some shitty Jedi Knight. That's a whole different thing, too. That's another criticism. I don't know the exact part in the game you mean, so can't talk about that exactly. Yeah, this is a game that I've made up to kind of as an example here. It's not an actual game. There's no Ninja Castle. where the front door is wide open. But there are games I've played that have been like these ninja castles, where the front door is wide open. And again, maybe they would have been more fun if I had actually gone out of my way to find the fun. Right? But the actual objective of the game is not in the path of the fun. That's the criticism. Right? If I had to go out of my way to find the fun, then to me that's a flaw in your game. I put the fun where I'm going to find it naturally as a player. Nintendo is that casual friendly now. The last Nintendo console I've owned was N64. Yes, yes indeed. That's pretty much all their modern games. I don't think there's one in Breath of the Wild though. But all the Mario games, yeah, there's a mechanic usually where you can just go to the menu to skip a stage. Okay. In the case of Dragon's Dogma, they kept giving me submissions. I kept doing them. And I was like, wow, this game is pretty fucking boring. And people are like, well, then go out the main missions then. But it's like, I want to knock out submissions, though. I want the submissions to be more rewarding. Yeah, the Demons Underground you can go fight, or you just walk to the wide open window and kill the Shogun in his sleep. Yeah, again, maybe I misframed it as like, like an actual, like a actual intentional choice, right, from the developers. The point of the hypothetical is that the developers made you have this choice, how you kill. The point is that they had these ideas for a game, and they did not put these ideas in the way between me and completing the stage. Right? They had a lot of ideas for how to make a game fun, but they did not think about putting the fun stuff between me and the Shogun. They overfixated on, the design of this rooftop and the design of the underground sections without realizing that I could just not do either one. And again, the theory, and you guys might not agree because you got totally welcome to disagree with this, but the theory is that, it's the developer's responsibility to put the fun parts of the game between me and beating that game. In this case, hypothetically, between me and the Shogun. Make me kill the ninjas to reach the Shogun. Make me kill the yokai to beat the Shogun. Right? If that's the idea, to kill the Shogun, then, put them between me and the Shogun. Don't, have the front door be open and have me, beat the game without having to do all this cool stuff and then say this game's boring. And then have people say, oh, well, you played it wrong, right? It'd been more fun if you had, done this and played that class and done this other thing. And if you had, gone to the rooftop, you could actually counter the guys. You can, you could fight 10 guys at once. You can do this, that. Well, sure, I could have, right? I can make my own fun in a sandbox. I can go out and make my own fun right now, fucking, drumming on pots and pans. If you're designing a game, make the game fun. Yeah, mash triangle and high stance and Nioh one with the hammer, yeah. Okay, so I think I've killed everybody here again. No, this guy's still alive. Okay, anybody else in here? I can make any game fun. I'm not impressed by that. Yeah, the Hasmer stream goal, yeah. Drum on pots and pans, huh? G-Bomb says, I rolled Seduce the Shogun, huh? I think when it comes to a game, you're gonna get what you put into it. Yeah, see, that's sort of, again, I can totally see that perspective, but to me, that's not being critical enough of, game designers. I also don't really think you can play a game wrongly if you're having fun. Listen, you cannot make any game fun. I bet we could do. What's your challenge, Dix? What game we gotta make fun? Yeah, I would never argue that if you're having fun, you're playing a game wrong. And likewise, this whole conversation started because I said, that, what was I saying about playing what game wrong? Oh, yeah, so I said that the reason why I didn't really enjoy... Oh, yeah, I forgot. I forgot about that. Fucking Unlimited Saga. Okay, I can make any game fun except for Unlimited Saga. But I do want to stream one day. Dude, we should do a fucking... no, that couldn't be Game Somnia. It would need to be way more hype to play Unlimited Saga on stream. But I was saying earlier that I could have enjoyed Dragon's Dogma a lot more if I had played it differently. And in that respect, I did play the game wrong. But to say that that makes a criticism of that game invalid, I think is not fair. About Blue Dragon, that game is not fun. We gotta try, Katie, we gotta try. It's like reading a book and skipping every second paragraph. Sure, you read the book more efficiently, but you're not going to get the full experience, huh? Yeah, but that's kind of a rough example, because a lot of my reason why I find games less fun is because I end up trying to get the full experience of a game. By trying to do subquests and trying to do this and that. And then people say, don't do subquests, it's boring. Those are the shitty parts of the game. Right? Don't look at the shitty parts of the game. Look at the only parts that are good. And then you can tell me if it's a good game or not. It's a fun conversation. He makes a few good points, huh? I like when you can sheath a sword and all the blood comes off, make a cool sound effect. So I can go up here, I think, and talk to this painting to advance. Like I missed some stuff, though. Oh, I can't pause the game, right? This is Nioh. Oh, no elixir. Okay, well, there we go. Oh, if I saw shockwave there. Okay, 1, 2. Ow. What if I could run out of the way of that? Oh. Yeah, the Ninja Castle problem comes from situations where I've been critical of a game that I have beaten. I played it, you know, for many hours and beat it and said this game is boring. People say, well, it's because you played it wrong. And dude, how could I play it wrong? I beat it. Wait, I can't criticize it? It's a weird looking model he has there. Ouch. That's hard to dodge. Again, if I'd run out of the way sooner, I really wanted to try and counter it though. I'll probably counter it. Ow. But see, if I were using a katana, I could actually get better counterattacks here. That's the thing with the Odachi. It's got very high damage, but you have to be more careful when you use it, because it's more vulnerable. Oh no. I got full anim. I gotta start popping this shit. 1, 2, 3, 4 in this form, okay. Ow. That does a lot of heat damage in. Okay, it's alright. Got some stamina, some anima back there. Took a little damage like this elemental. Oh fuck, I really hope I could get a punish there. Oh shit! That should be that. Oof. BRB for birthday, I mean Zelda. Equip a katana as your off weapon. Yes, Dix. That would be very sensible. I think I actually might have a katana as my off weapon. I don't even know how to change my weapon. I haven't done it the whole game. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, that's... Oh, yeah, like this. No, not like that. That was in the last game. This game's like this. Okay. That's an awesome sound effect. That's way better than the last game. God, this game has such better sound design than the last game. Is it 1, 2, 3? Can't switch to it unless he can't beat with something else otherwise. Huh? That's not how that works. You're sure that isn't the same sound effect? I don't think it is. Yeah, I've been playing this game way more as an alpha gamer, though, than in previous games. I mentioned before that the beta gamer always tries to beat it as efficiently as possible, and the alpha gamer tries to beat it their way. And partially because I enjoyed Nioh 1 so little, I have been trying to play this game a little more creatively, which means using this Dark Souls style build. If I'm playing it purely for efficiency's sake, I definitely would have gone probably the same build as last time, which I believe to be I believe in Nioh 1, the optimal build was what I eventually found, which was, you know, light katana basically. If not totally optimal, then, you know, I guess what I'm trying to say is I felt like in Nioh 1, heavy armor was not really that viable, and that's exactly why I'm playing with heavy armor in this game. Trying to prove I can make it all work. Which, again, that's sort of an alpha gamer mentality of, well, let me just try and beat it this way, that's how I want to beat it. Even if it's not ideal. And what I found is that in this game, it's much more rewarding to play it with heavy armor than the last game. Even if I doubt it's still the best way. Doing that in my personal run as well. In my personal run, yes, Cool Hand. Yeah, I'm also, in my personal run, I'm playing like I haven't done that in a long, I haven't played the game in a long time off stream. But that run's also like a theory character. Like being a mage. My last character I only discovered in my first game, you know, Nioh 1's DLC. I finally discovered magic late in the game, because I had to use it. And so, in my other character off stream is a mage. I'm just using magic for the fun of it, basically. Trying to see how I can make it work. Game about samurai, and the best weapon build is one that uses a samurai sword, huh? Interesting. Yeah, but kind of my point is that it's a game about samurai and ninjas. But it seems to me like ninjas are way better than samurais. You want to be really fast, and you want to be relatively low defense. At least the first game seemed that way to me. This game, based on what I found with this build, I found that they made heavy armor more exciting in this game than the last game. With the way poise works in this game, it seems more consistent. With the way that, you know, enemies do so much damage, I feel like I'm rewarded more for having higher health and higher defense than in the last game. I don't know. Heavy and medium were usually preferred over light armor, huh? Venka has just fucked up taste. Yeah, that could be too. And I don't know anything about Nioh 1. Let me put it this way. I found, from my experience playing Nioh 1, that going with heavy armor was just not really that hot. Yeah, I'm sure if I were totally trying to optimize and min-max, there were probably ways I could have made heavy armor work better in Nioh 1. But I found that light armor was the truth. Getting better dodges was the truth. Having max agility was the truth. And having a katana, a faster weapon, better than a slow weapon. Because, you know, the fact that you have to wait for openings more with a heavy weapon meant that the harder enemies in the game that are just faster and faster and faster, it came to a point where it just wasn't viable anymore to try to always look for an opening to punish. You had to make your opening with a faster weapon. And this game, I feel, so far has a pretty good balance struck, where I have to be much more patient with a big sword, but those spots are there, and when I do seize them, I do make up the damage that I would have otherwise gotten from smaller attacks in between their enemies' attacks. I think that if I were using a katana, I could definitely be more aggressive in general against a lot of bosses, or harder enemies. But I'm still getting that reward from the heavy sword. Was the build bad, or was the enemy bad, huh? Because Vencabot was bad. Yeah, I don't think the enemies weren't bad. I just think that, you know, I felt like in Nioh 1, it was a little bit... They wanted to have all this variety in, like, the weight classes and that sort of thing, in the weapon classes. And I just think that the way they designed some of the later bosses were really leaning more back into their history with the Ninja Gaiden franchise. And they wanted you to play as a ninja. But that's just me. I'm sure there are plenty of people out there that were better with their heavy builds than I was. And they were able to find solutions that I couldn't find. But it seemed to me that there came to a point where I had to go faster in order to even keep up with the bosses. Which suited me fine in that game because I was so fucking, bored, brain dead from mashing high stance, heavy attack. I was really grateful that the enemies finally started to be able to deal with it. Even if I felt like, it came to the point where I needed to go something faster to even keep up. Okay. I don't like this. There's a hole there. I maintain that move is pretty much like, it's the Scrubs burst counter, basically. Like, it is easy to use, that's what I like about it. It's very easy to use, it's just not that, it's easy to use but not that rewarding, right? That's the thing about it. And I think it's a pretty good middle ground to strike. Ninja Gaiden Black Master Mode is the game from only godlike players, huh? Yeah, Master Ninja Mode. I'm obsessed with that franchise, Rick. And I have always bragged that I have beaten every Ninja Gaiden game on every difficulty, except for Master Ninja. I have never once beaten any of them on Master Ninja. Even the first game, Ninja Gaiden Sigma, aka Black, which I was the most into. I really wanted to beat it on Master Ninja. But Rick says he has. Master Ninja was fucking bullshit, says Black Flame. It was definitely really, really tough. I really believed I could do it. Yeah, eventually I just lost my patience. You still only seem to mainly use high stance 1, 2, 3, 4 combo in this game. Is that any different? Yes, and here's exactly why it's different, Brian. The main reason is that in the first game, I could use it as an aggressive tool that would beat every enemy's option. In this game, I at least have to wait for them to attack first. So this game is sort of like, I look at it more like Dark Souls. Again, the whole point of this build is going to be like Dark Souls-esque. To see how well that will succeed in this game as an option to play with. And typically in this game, it's sort of like wait, bait, dodge, and then bomb, 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 bomb. Whereas in the last game, my main problem with the high stance heavy attack was that it would destroy fuckers. It would just destroy fuckers. Like the first game, the real problem was that there weren't enough yokai in the first game. A lot of the enemies were human types. And because they were mostly human types or light types, like the skeletons or whatever, they'd get stun locked by the high stance heavy attack. And if they tried to block it, it would break their guard instantly. So this game, the way that it sort of solves that problem is not only by making the enemies more dynamic and have more options in combat based on spacing, but also because you fight more yokai in general that cannot be stun locked. That there's so many more different kinds of yokai you can fight without being stun locked. That's what makes the high stance heavy attack. I haven't experimented with it, but based on what I know about this game mechanically, I just don't think it would work at all. Because you simply cannot stun yokai in this game like you can stun 99.99% of enemies in the first game. So you can't just apply pressure with that fucking one tool. The way I really love on this game, there are so many more kinds of, the yokai that you have to respect their options because they can't be stun locked until they have no stamina left. That was the thing in the first game as well, but you almost never fought those yokai. They were so rare. What's up, Crime? Rick says, I have participated in all 3 Master Ninja tournaments and have finished all 3 and registered a rank. Huh? That's sick. I have not beat Black on Master Mode, only other kinds of modes. So, Rick, have you played Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 and Razor's Edge, Ninja Gaiden 3? Because I know a lot of people like me skipped on Razor's Edge because I got bad reviews, and I regretted it so hard later. I regretted it so hard. So if you haven't played Razor's Edge, dude, I highly recommend it. If you're a fan of the franchise. You need a sneeze, you need a skeleton command as well. All these commands. What exactly is a yokai? I've been catching tons of the lingo, but no jack shit about this game. Yokai are demons. No, DS is Dragon Sword. Razor's Edge was originally so basically on 360 and PS3, we had Ninja Gaiden 3 come out, Rick. And then that game got enhanced and released as Razor's Edge on the Wii U. The Wii U it was. And then Razor's Edge was then ported and slightly improved back to 360 and to PS3. So Also, Razor's Edge is the ultimate version of Ninja Gaiden 3.
The spirits of the Aratama grow ever more restless. Keep your wits about you.
I guess all I meant is that there seems to be a lot of moves, skills, and things to experiment with, but you rely on the same things repeatedly, sometimes followed by wall attack. Oh yeah, wall attack, yeah. I totally agree with you, Brian. And I also think that if I experimented more with other tools, I could actually be more effective. For sure. Ouch. But I haven't had to yet. Just like in Ninja Gaiden, just like in Nioh 1, when the time comes where I have to, when I'm dying a lot, then I'll probably branch out more. And in the last game, that was very rewarding for me. It was rewarding to, you know, once the game got to the point where I couldn't play the way that I thought I could just get away with, I had to start learning how to play better. And I hope this game does the same thing eventually. Yeah, so, crime, yokai are canonically demons in this game. But not only are they demons, they're also a whole other class of enemy type in terms of the way the game works mechanically. When you fight human characters in this game, they have a stamina bar that depletes when they attack and when they block. And once it's all used up, you get a finishing move on them. You get like basically a killing move on them. Whereas yokai, they're different because they cannot be stun locked. You have to actually respect their attacks. Like if I hit this guy, right, he won't be stunned. He just does whatever he wants to do. Right? So I have to get the fuck out of the way, right? I have to respect his attacks because he's a yokai. Once his stamina bar is depleted, though, then I can stun lock him for free. He has a little bar under his health bar. The little red bar is his health. The little blue bar underneath, or purple, whatever the hell it is his stamina. I call it ki, I believe. Oof. So it's a whole... There's kind of two kinds of enemies in this game, Crime. There's human types, which when they run out of stamina, they can be finishing blowed. Then there are yokai, where they run out of stamina, they can be stun locked. It's kind of two different rewards, two different enemy types. Yeah, Rick, to me that's a mistake. When Tobunobu Itagaki left Team Ninja, and Team Ninja Gaiden 3 got pretty negative reviews, I decided not to buy it. I pretty much I lost faith in Team Ninja and Ninja Gaiden as a franchise. And then I played it years later and wished I had bought it when it came out, so we have a Ninja Gaiden 4. My favorite in this franchise is Ninja Gaiden 3, despite not having Tobunobu Itagaki on staff. Okay, so I need to conserve my resources now. Getting kind of low on elixirs. I need to use my my little puddles. Yeah, Razor's Edge is a beautiful, beautiful game in the Ninja Gaiden franchise, and a worthy successor. It has some shortcomings, but I feel like those shortcomings do not make it any worse of a game overall than the other two games in the franchise. I think that what it does better makes up for what it does worse. It can be a bit hasty to assume one man is somehow the entire driving force in what makes a game good, especially in modern game development with huge teams. Yeah, Itagaki was a visionary, and I don't doubt that without his vision we would have Ninja Gaiden as it is today. But I do think that Team Ninja learned a lot from him during his time as their leader. You know, I think that part of the reason why they did Ninja Gaiden Sigma and Sigma 2, neither of which involved Itagaki-san, was to sort of... They used those games as a chance to really come to understand even better what Ninja Gaiden is really about. And then they made their own with 3. They did an awesome job. Oh, fuck! I've never seen that move in my life. I've seen it once before, actually. That part looked familiar, to be honest. Miyazaki himself saved Dark Souls. Sounds like a name you'd be into, Dix. Miyazaki. Yeah, I think that you should try Ninja Gaiden 3 if you haven't. Probably get pretty cheap these days on PS3 or 360. It's called Razor's Edge, though. Don't buy Ninja Gaiden 3 Vanilla. Buy Razor's Edge version. So that killed him instantly by destroying that.
Only my master and those who serve him may enter here. Leave this place.
Now, who are you, lady? What are you talking about? Here's a Kodama. Let's gesture at him. What's up, little bro? Oops, wrong button. Okay, he didn't seem to care. But you can't really get his attention like you can for the Sudama. You can't greet him like you can with the Sudama. Not enough room for two egos my size, huh? Rest in peace, dick sucker. Lame, game sucks. Yeah, if there's like a greeting option, I'm sure it would work. It has all, it all has to come together. It's writing, direction, casting, etc. Huh? So it can't just be one guy. This wench is about to find out why she's not in Nioh 1, huh? She probably is in Nioh 1. I have no clue who she is. But most characters in this game are come back in Nioh 1, at least in some small way. So I feel like I should find some treasure chests around here, but I don't see any. That's kind of a drag. That's fine. Be that way. Be a dark room with no chest. See if I care. There's some Zelda later tonight, so you can watch a better game, dicks. Sweet, sweet Zelda 1. Zelda Link to the Ocarina of Time, excuse me. So many Zeldas we've played, man. I can't believe how long it's been since we've been playing Zelda games. It's been a minute. I wonder if it's been more than 2 months now. Because we can't handle how fucking good the game is, dicks. You're just like, I'm so overwhelmed, I gotta leave. This game's so good, I can't stand it.
It seems almost like the castle is breathing, does it not? I sense there may be some connection between Jura Kodai and that huge crystal.
No. All the losers open Zelda starts, huh? It's a pretty cool floor pattern. Yeah, I'm not sure who that lady was. Was talking some shit in that cutscene, but whoever she was, I'm sure she's in Nioh 1 in some capacity. They almost always are. Good place for us to stop here, looks like. I can level up. Lots of souls in this place, man. I like it. Very rewarding. I'd rather be a loser in this chat than a badass somewhere else, huh? That's sweet, J-Bomb. So, let me try and raise my strength. I do not get any more carrying capacity, which means that you do not get it every single level up, probably every other level or so. So it's not really a replacement for stamina. Just look at you turned out, dude. Dicks, leave J-Bomb alone, dude. Alright, you big fucking bully. You pick on J-Bomb of all people? He can't defend himself. So why are you stuck after Zelda? Mostly because we've been running a very, very slow-paced Sonic series long play, and we have so many goals built up now, dicks. We built up so many... Look at current... Oh, let me see again. Yeah. Yeah, strength doesn't do it. And I'm sure it does, but not all the time. Stamina does it, but no other stat will do it every time. Only stamina. Okay. Oh, this one's going down by 2%. Oh, sick. I can live with that. This chat's over encumbered carrying Dix' peasant ass. Yo, J-Bomb! Right, fucking leave Dix alone, dude. What, you bully Dix? He can't defend himself, dude. Jesus. All the bullying, counter-bullying, huh? What do we got here? So I need about 220,000 more. Definitely can't get that through Hard Souls. I have a bunch of skills I can learn, though. Let's knock that out real quick. Anima, yes. Anima charge, of course. Oh, there's even more. Okay. If I wasn't around says Dix, it'd literally be Venka talking to an empty room, huh? I'm trying to say Dix. These guys are all nobodies? Like from Kingdom Hearts? Because I don't think they are. I don't think they are. Because you said it, not me. I didn't say it, Dix. I did. So you're right. but I also didn't. Think about it. Shifting is good in general. I hate this fucking skill tree. Who's J-Bomb? I'm Bamaxja. Uh-oh. J-Bomb is a fucking nobody, dude. He actually is a nobody. The Dragon's Echo. No, fuck that. But I've been raising this, right? Dragon Vein, yes. Okay. Great. Dark Ascension. Get more Amrita in the Dark Realm. Or Amrita Gauge. Don't really care. Those are the Heartless who get random X's. No, just the nobodies, I think. I'm not exactly an expert in Kingdom Heartsology, but I'm pretty sure that's the nobodies that have the X's in their names. I get some health when I damage enemy with the yokai ability, huh? 3%? That's not too shabby, honestly. 3%. Okay, shit. Dark Vitality, get some health back. Arcana of Vermin. Paralysis, that sucks. Alright, fine. Ninja doesn't really fucking matter. Ninja! Oh, we lost the stream? Let me fix that. Okay, give it a second here to reboot. Start it up again. Is it gonna come back? Yeah, it's coming back. We're back. Sorry about that, guys. Same problem I've been having lately. Just get DC'd for, like, no reason. It's not a connection problem. I don't even drop a frame. I don't even drop a single frame because of the network lag, it looks like. It's just something going on with Twitch. They just knock the stream offline. They want to try and silence us, guys. They're trying to silence us. Thank you, dicks. Okay, Barrier Talisman, repels arrows, that's cool. Do I have a goal? No. Rejuvenation, enhanced power of the Rejuvenation Talisman, maybe it's, yeah, okay, I can get more heals from my peeps. More heals from my peeps. Life Leech, Water Talisman, nah. Wealth Bringer, no. Amrita Plus, oh, it's a passive, I have to get this, veteran level, though. Maybe you're right, Brian. They know what I'm saying about them. They're mad you're not playing Fortnite. That could be too. I'm on Team Brian, though. They know I talk about a lot of shit. I do talk a lot of shit about Twitch. For being, you know, one of their fucking employees or whatever. Okay. Barrier. Yeah. More key recovery speed. Oh. Oh, my. Oh, my. Okay. Clogged toilet, man. Talk a lot of shit and you back it up, huh? Wow. I have one more point. Let's raise this again. Spirit Water. Okay, Sacred Water Duration. Need to level that up to that one. Barrier Decree. Don't care. Alright, cool. That's fun. One more point. Oh, actually, one more in Dachi as well here, huh? Samurai is a goal. Awesome. Lifeless 20. Alright. This one I need to get first, though. Composure. There. Now I can get this later. Makes life easy. This one's got a goal, too. Sick. Defense Arts. Yes. So, I'm building up the situation where I can block better in mid-stance. Yeah, good vibe. Once we beat Majora's Mask, our new long play is going to be Sonic Labyrinth on Game Gear, followed by Sonic 3D Blast, followed by Sonic World on Sega Saturn. The idea there being that because I've wanted to beat the classic 16-bit Sonic games for so long, I put them up as goals a long time ago, like subscriber goals and follower goals and stuff, and I want to knock them all out as a way to keep up the whole retro stuff going in this time slot, or say the next time slot, once Zelda is done. So really it's because I feel obligated to play them, because I put them up as goals. But I did that because I did want to play them, so it all works out in the end. But yeah, that's exactly why we're playing Sonic after Zelda. Just to knock it out. We're very close now to... So on stream, guys, you guys don't know, check out YouTube. We've beaten Sonic 1, and 2, and 3, and Sonic & Knuckles, and Sonic CD, and Sonic Mania, and all the Game Gear games, which is a lot, including like Tails Adventure and some of the Tails games. Really, the only 8 and 16-bit Sonic games left for us to play on stream are Sonic Labyrinth on Game Gear, and Sonic 3D Blast. Then we'll have done every single Genesis Sonic game and every single Game Gear Sonic game. And Game Gear is the same thing as Master System. They're the same hardware. So I'm going to count those. And, yeah, but once we're done with that, we can move on to like Sonic Adventure and stuff. Someday. That'd be kind of fun. But yes, we'll have all the classics knocked out once we're done with Sonic 3D Blast. And that's not really a classic either. Like, I think no one's going to argue that Sonic Labyrinth or 3D Blast are classics, but they're old. Did they both get the same games? Yeah, good vibe, yeah, they did. And they're also cross-compatible. You can play Game Gear games on an MS with an adapter. And probably vice versa. Probably not vice versa, no, because the MS has higher resolution. So basically, good vibe, when you port a Game Gear game to a MS, you have to, actually you have to, but you can expand the resolution. So the Sonic games that were released on MS were also released on Game Gear. Sometimes exactly the same, other times they had to shrink the field of view somewhat. They don't see quite as far, which is kind of annoying. But they were much more popular worldwide on the Game Gear. And they weren't even all released in the UK on MS. They were released in Brazil. So Brazil got like every single Sonic game on the MS that was on the Game Gear. Whereas most other parts of the world only got a couple games on the MS from the Game Gear. Or I guess vice versa in some cases. Anyway, guys, see you guys in a few minutes with some sweet, sweet Zelda action. I will be right back. Guys are playing Game Gear and SMS Sonic games, huh? They seem lit. I think they are underrated, Cut West. I wouldn't say that they're super lit, depending on your expectations. Good night, Dick. It's always a pleasure, dude. If you look at them for what they were in their time, they are extremely impressive and a lot of fun.
Oh,
and I think they're very much worth playing for Sonic fans. After playing them on stream, Cut West, I felt bad having skipped them as a kid. Many of them are very worthwhile Sonic games to play.
This is rare footage of Kashyyyk actually angry.
But it is, they are 8-bit, they are limited. Jesus. They have kind of a small field of view. They're not quite as epic as the Genesis games.
If Kashyyyk can win this, we're going to bracket reset.
But if you're a Sonic fan, they're worth experiencing. If Rick wins it, they're actually quite well designed. I just realized that this skill screen is not symmetrical. Almost as though they're going to add one weapon for DLC, maybe only one. Or maybe they're going to add 3. There's an empty spot over here for a new weapon type. And perhaps on top and on bottom as well to make a big square or a diamond. But yeah, I always assumed that the Game Gear Sonic games would be pretty ass, but they're actually not.
What?
Oh,
whoa, who's clipping? Who's clipping?
Well, Dick, what if I yell your name all the time while I'm streaming? Can you ignore us then? I'm like, yeah, we beat Ganon. Yo, Dick Sucker, we beat Ganon. Yo, Dicks, we're in the water temple. Dick Sucker. Dick Sucker. You'd be like, what? We're in the water temple. We had our goal for the Wasp Woman, guys. That means that on the 1st of May, we're going to be the first Sunday of May, we're going to be watching The Night of the Living Dead, followed by The Wasp Woman, with Nioh on co-commentary.
Fuck! I'm so late on it. Oh my god, dude. My hitbox. Dude, what?
That's what I'm saying, J-Bomb. We don't gotta hear what Dick says good at. We already know.
Oh my god, how did
Not quite all of them good at, but the vast majority are on YouTube. I think the only one that isn't is oh yeah, there's no Sonic Drift, the Game Gear Sonic racing game. That's Sonic Drift, and there is no Tails Adventure yet on YouTube. Everything else is there in the Sonic playlist.